Still light outside, which is rare, and we're back here against Dorchester Town, the Magpies.
Crikey.
Yes, they've already inflicted a 4-1 defeat on the Poppies earlier in the season. We need to overcome that and put that into perspective. But we're back after that great 3-0, comfortable 3-0 win against Frome on Saturday. And with me is Matt.
Good evening, Paul.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Coming back to that game, 3-0, talking to a few fans after the game, there was almost a slight disappointment that it was only 3-0. And I think, after watching that second half, came away with the game thinking, how comfortable we looked. And I think that sums up the season. We have tried really hard. We've worked hard, especially at home, to get them 3 points. But the fact we're coming away and slightly disappointed with a 3-0 win does say a lot, doesn't it?
Well, even John Ramshaw on interviews was disappointed that he said we're going to need to play better than that against Weymouth and Dorchester if we're going to continue this fine run. And probably rightly so. The Poppies did take their foot off the pedal in that second half, but they were cruising, really.
I think that's what it was. And, we had the introduction of these substitutes as well, which, whenever you watch at any level, as soon as you start throwing subs on, it just changed the flow of the game. You see it at the international level, and we certainly saw it here at Latimer Park on Saturday. But it was great to see some of them players on the bench, given the opportunity as well. With the massive games coming up, you've got to have players match fit. If someone picks up an injury tonight, someone's got to be ready to fill that void. And with the two massive Easter games coming up, it's vital to have that squad ready to go.
As you said the right words there, two massive games coming up for Easter. That's at Weymouth on Saturday and another big one, Kings Lynn, on Easter Monday. So we'll need to do well in those games. And for me, there's a big game tonight though. I think it's Weymouth Slough tonight.
Indeed.
That's one to look out for. So we'll try and keep you informed on that one. We could do there with being a 9-9 draw.
Well, you try and predict results, and you look at Weymouth on Saturday, 6-0 away to Chesham. To go to Chesham, that's a tough place. For them to win 6-0, you just
one sent off there, wasn't there, as well?
Yeah, so you kind of think, well, let's hope they've scored all the goals, and over the next few games it's going to be, a struggle to find the back of their net. They've used up that energy, but yeah, it just shows you, how strong teams can be. But then let's hope, Slough can go along and do something, because again, Slough going to Basingstoke on Saturday as well, got a good result. So it's still really difficult to predict results here.
All the top teams won on Saturday, so we're 31 points. Well, we're 31 points ahead of this time last season, so that's 21 points ahead of this time last season. So that's remarkable on game 38. So it just shows you how advanced we are compared to this time last year. But there we are. While we're on, I'd just like to thank our sponsors, Simon Cox Marketing Solutions and the Newland Centre, for their continuing support of Poppies TV. If you'd like to get involved with us for the rest of this season or next season, please go on our website at www.thepoppiesonline.com.
Certainly, yeah, great website. Lots of footage going on at the moment of former games as well, which is great to see. I know Rich has been working hard getting these games on the site. I think is it Throwback Thursday?
Throwback Thursday. We've got a lot of games on there from the decades, and by all means, go and visit our website. Look at all those classic games from years gone by. So they'll be there for future generations of all Poppies fans to witness.
Certainly some crackers on there as well.
There's some belters, I think, is your
absolute belters.
Absolute belters, but. There we are. Well, we do have the teams. You want to go through those teams, Matt?
Indeed, yep. So Kettering squad looks like this. Number 1, Paul White. Number 2, Callan Thomas. Number 3, Ben Toseland. Number 4, Brett Solcombe. Number 5, Gary Mulligan. Number 6, Owen Pedley. Number 7, Lyndon Meikle. Number 8, Alan O'Connor. Number 15, Matty Stevens. Number 18, Michael Richards. And number 11, Rhys Hones. Substitutes, the bench for Kettering tonight is number 12, Liam Bateman. Number 14, Gary Storer. Number 9, Rennie Howe. Number 10, Ben Milnes. And number 17, Wilson Cavalier.
I think, and don't quote me on this anybody, but I think that's the first time in my living memory that we've ever had the same team and substitutes for 2 games in succession.
It's, unbelievable. And you look at that bench now. At the start of the season, there were certain games where we were even struggling to name a full bench. But you look at that, Wilson Cavalier on there, you've got Ben Milnes, coming back, Rennie Howe as well, they're players who, a couple of weeks ago, you'd be expecting them to be in the starting 11. You've got the likes of Gary Storer there as well, who, whenever seems to come on, does well, and he got into that flow of getting into the first team 11, then had that injury and missed a couple of games, and he's fighting to get on there as well. Liam Bateman, again, he was one of the players who would be on his starting 11 last season, so it just shows how much stronger this squad looks. And also it's great to see that Marcus Law has decided to keep that starting 11, get a bit of consistency going on. That's going to be vital, especially when it comes to playoff games as well.
Well, Dorchester Town line up like this, it's a strong side again, isn't it?
Indeed, it's Chris Wheel, number 1, number 2, Kyle Egan, number 3, Neil Martin, number 4, Callum Rose, number 5, Ross Carmichael, number 6, Luke Wispner, number 7, Aaron Rodriguez, number 8, Billy Nose, number 9, Ashley Pope, number 10, Archie Collins, and number 11, Tom Blair. Substitutes are number 12, Ed Bustock, number 14, Dom Panzia Dormer, number 15, Ollie Griggs, and number 16, Alex Staffy.
That's Staffy. Alex Staffy.
Staffy.
Okay, so those are your teams for tonight, and Dorchester, as I said earlier on, inflicted a 4-1 defeat on the Poppies in November in a game where the Poppies didn't turn up. Rennie Howe scored the only goal for Kettering Town, and also saw Matthew Willop, who was on loan. He became the 10th player of all time to be sent off on his final game for the club. He was on loan. He was also injured, and he's now playing for Matchday Town.
Yeah, so it was one of them, a travel again. It showed Kettering was struggling on these long distance games until we got to the likes of the Tiverton, then it sort of changed slightly, but it was that sort of flow where we hadn't been doing too bad away, and then all of a sudden we had Weymouth away, we had Dorchester away, and that's when we started to struggle. And I know that's when the sort of questions came over Kettering. Great to see how they've replied with that, but now we're at home, we've only got that one defeat against Hereford, really strong at home. It's got to count. We've got to make sure that Kettering are at home if it comes to the playoffs.
There were some disappointments with the attendance of 610 on Saturday. That Froome, I think, brought 2 fans. The rest of them were Kettering fans. 610 on a Saturday, this part of the season, people were expecting 1,000 plus, I think, because we're doing so well. We've only conceded 8 goals at home. We are virtually unbeatable at home.
I mean,
is that disappointment for you?
I think it is, because the thing is you're going to be guaranteed great football at the moment if you come along to Latimer Park. I've really jinxed that. But that's the thing. But also in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, have people already foregone that Hereford have won the league, and they're going to hold on that a little bit longer to see how the whole playoff pan out? Which is a shame if that does happen. We need the fans here now, because there's still a couple of games to go. Interesting games to go as well. There could still be a couple of opportunities there. I know it's really long way off now, but there could be that chance. So, we've got to come to Latimer Park. There's great football going on. Okay, I said about the Froome game on Saturday where we won 3-0.
Well, let's look at those goals while we're just harping on about Froome Town. Let's look at the goal. The first one came from Rhys Holmes by Lyndon Meekum.
Certainly, again, it just shows you how when we're attacking we can get players forward, and there's a number of players for Kettering who can find the back of the net now, and again Rhys Holmes, great their vision, he's still got to struggle to get that ball past a number of players there. Great
it's almost
goal.
an own goal, isn't it, as well? Or it appears to be going.
It looks like, and I think Lyndon's quite lucky there. The ball did return to him, and he was able to have that another opportunity to get the ball crossed in, and the fact is, Kettering were flooding that penalty area with players, so you'd hope it would come off someone, if not you'd get the ricochet.
And then the Kettering Angel, Brett Solkin, stepped up the penalty, and since he's been taking these penalties, they've been superb.
Yeah, they're top quality penalties, and you just wish that he'd actually been taking the penalties for the whole season. And again now, there's that confidence where if we get a penalty, we're feeling more secure that actually we're going to score from this.
Yes, it was almost dread before, wasn't it?
Well,
it was a penalty. Oh my God, no, not a penalty!
It was almost that sort of, exactly. Another penalty and another opportunity missed. But no, with Brett Solcombe, the man of Kettering at the moment, he's there and he's putting them away, scoring goals.
Yeah, he's now scored 14 league goals this season, which equals his best ever tally. Don't forget, Brett Smithers has been with us since 1872, so he's
played in goal this season.
He's played in goal this season. He's been all over, and he's also now gone into 17th position in the all-time goal-scoring chart, which is remarkable for the amount of positions that Brett's played. He's never really played as a centre forward either, has he?
No, he hasn't. So, as you say, to score that many goals, that's brilliant.
Brett the Cat as well. So there we have it. But there's been a controversy about the only controversy players, but it was accredited to Aaron O'Connor, but Matt Stevens saying that he got the final touch to this goal.
Certainly, but just going back before there, Ben Tozen, again, fabulous cross. Actually, we've seen so many crosses from very similar positions. He loves to twist and turn, he loves to trick that defender, and we've seen that in a couple of games now. Great cross, dangerous, it's low on the ground, goalkeeper hasn't got a clue where that's going. And as you say, we've got two Kettering players scrambling in on there as well, and I think it's Aaron O'Connor that's come off last. I'm sure Matty Stevens the other day said he felt otherwise, and he's not in the room or the area, so we'll say Aaron O'Connor for now.
Although there is an angle from behind the goal with our VAR, that's the fans of course, showing a different outcome of that goal, but the official one is that it's Aaron O'Connor. But there we go. As we said, Dorchester destroyed Kettering at the Avenue, and disappointing that was on previous visits to that great stadium. We've actually come away with the 3 points, but it wasn't so. They ripped us apart, and if Kettering put a performance in like that tonight, hopefully that won't happen, of course. We don't want to see it happen, but Kettering are going to be on their guard. They are in 20th place, Dorchester. They're coming back on a 1-0 win over Royston Town, who we beat in midweek 3-0. They lost to Merthyr at home 2-1. Drew with Dunstable, the basement club. They lost to Stratford Town 2-0. They drew with Cheshire United 2-2, and they beat Kings Langley 1-0. So they're in and out of form, aren't they?
They are, and I think for sitting 20th and looking at some of them results there and who they're beaten or who they're picked points up against, I think they should be a lot higher. Look at Kings Langley, they seem to be a team going around managing to get points off some of the top teams, and yet Dorchester have gone and beat them 1-0. If anything, Marcus should be using the away game, the reverse fixture, really as the motivational speech today. The fact, how could we lose 4-1 to a team who are in 20th position? That's football, I know it happens, but really this is their opportunity now to fix it, put it right, get a reverse result, a much better performance compared to in November when we lost to them.
Definitely, and the other interesting fixture for Kettering Town fans tonight is Kings Lynn against Basingstoke. Again, Basingstoke, they can go and beat Hereford and then get thrashed by somebody else. So it all depends which Basingstoke team turn up. I was going to do a thing on the chasing pack behind Hereford, Kings Lynn, Weymouth, Kettering and Slough, but it doesn't look like that the chasing pack are going to catch Slough, who in the last position on 71 points. It's just really about the 4 teams behind Hereford, which position they will finish in to get these playoffs sorted out.
Exactly, and looking at the teams who are there at the moment, if the season finished today, before this game, I think we as a club would struggle away to Weymouth in the playoff.
I won't have that.
But compared to Slough, where we've actually gone and got results, feel confident, first game of the season. Kings Lynn, that's still to come. But I think, we look back at the memories of going to Kings Lynn. I remember the likes of Cowlin scoring a fabulous goal in that 2-0 win in the Southern League Premier a good few years ago now. And
last season we won there, didn't we? 3-0.
Exactly.
The season before we won there as well. So.
But then you think about going to Weymouth, and you think about the results we've had there.
In recent seasons, yes, but in the conference season, it was just get out of the way. But yes, you are right. But we look like this. We played 37 games and we are at 79 points. Weymouth played 39 and are at 81. So you'd think that Kettering would overtake Weymouth. Kings Lynn are only 6 points ahead of Kettering. We've got to play them, and we've got 2 games in hand. Amazingly, Dorchester are 37 points behind Kettering Town. They've played 38, they've won 11, drawn 9, lost 18, scored 55 and conceded 72. That's 30 goals more than Kettering. Remember, they scored 4 of those goals
against Kettering. I think that's the worrying thing, isn't it, when you look at it like that? So obviously they're fairly weak at the back. They've conceded quite a few goals. Kettering know how to score goals. It'd be great to creep even closer to that 100 mark tonight.
Well, we're on 93 goals, and there's only been the last time Kettering reached 100 goals was in the 1978-79 season, where they got 105, and they have equalled their best ever goal scoring tally in the league so far, which was a couple of seasons ago when we won promotion. So there we go, another goal tonight, and we're into the record element. Also going for records is clean sheets. We've got Paul White, who's only 1 game away now from equalling Graham Benstead's record of 19 clean sheets. So that will be tremendous if he can do that. We've only conceded 8 goals at home in the league this season, and again, 3 of those against one team.
And how many did he concede? we've had Bet Solomon in goal for one, and I'm sure he'll keep reminding us about that.
Well, he did try old Paul White if he could have the first 10 minutes of that game before he was sent off as a clean sheet. And I did say to him, no, you can't have that. But certainly he's done tremendously well and will need to be alert today. He had a great penalty save also against Dorchester at the Avenue, but unfortunately the Dorchester forwards were more alert and followed that up into the net. But it was a great save, and Paul won't be happy with that. Very good at penalties, is Paul White.
He is. I mean, you look at him the last few games, he certainly shows when he's not happy with his defence. The amount of times we've seen him come off really demanding, his defence to do more. Even when Kettering are, 3-0 up or 4-1 up, he's still commanding that area. Obviously, this, clean sheet record means a lot to him. And if he can get that, then that's going to really help the squad as well.
Well, we've got to hope that we don't start off the game tonight like we did that last Tuesday against Royston, where they carved us aside like knife through butter, wasn't it, at one stage? And I did say lettuce, didn't I, up at one point, which is probably because because they did. But and they went 1-0 ahead in around 60 seconds, so we don't want to start like that. But Poppies did get back into it, and
it took a bit, didn't it? But they got there as well. Again, we're one of these teams where we concede that really early goal, but there's still a long way to go. And with the number of goals and opportunities and players out there who can find the back of the net, you can't give up hope yet.
You can't indeed, and there will also, while we're just pontificating about what we're going to say next, because we do work off the cuff, there will be a minute's silence tonight for John Eves. He's a Poppies fan that has recently passed away. He's 75 years of watching the Poppies, and such a shame to lose a fan like that. So there will be a minute silent for John prior to the game starting. So that's what the silence will be when we go upstairs a little later. As I say, fixtures in April, we have one more against Weymouth on Saturday, March the 31st, and then in April we start off against Kings Lynn, the big one, and finish that with the bottom team, Dunstable. And we've got Dunstable and Gosport to play. So we play Weymouth in Kings Lynn, top of the league. We then play Dunstable and Gosport, bottom of the league. Now, these games can be a defining sort of moment in Kettering's games. You're going to think that the games against the top sides are going to be classics, which they probably will be, and the games against Dunstable and Gosport, banana skins.
And a scraping 1-0 win. We'll be happy to get the 3 points there. No, it's a difficult one, because you'd say, well, would you prefer to have one of the top teams and bottom teams and top teams, or will it actually, for the weekend, really motivate the squad? Well, exactly. Easter weekend, 2 humongous games. You're at home against Weymouth on Saturday. If you can get a result there, that's really going to give you so much momentum going in that game on Monday away to Kings Lynn. Struggle against Weymouth, and then it's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, the Weymouth game is the big game, but that is Saturday. We've got Dorchester tonight, and the Magpies will want to be doing the double over Kettering, cementing their mid-table obscurity, let's say. No offence meant there, that they are pretty safe, aren't they, really? I've always liked going to Dorchester. Yeah. It's a nice stadium.
Good setup.
It's a good setup. They deserve to be a little probably higher than they are. They've always seemed to be a good club when they played Kettering, and a lot of time for them. It's a long journey, as we've been there ourselves, especially in midweek, and who knows what Dorchester team are going to turn out tonight. We'll give the teams before we go on air to the commentary team, which will be myself and Matt. So somehow we have to materialise up there, beamed up there, to get on that gantry.
Yep, up that ladder as quick as possible, as long as we don't miss anything. That's the main thing.
Now, people have been asking me about Tom Marshall. Where's Tom Marshall? Well, we can say Tom Marshall has, in fact, he has got pneumonia. So I don't think we'll be seeing much of Tom this season, and it can be a very debilitating illness
certainly.
indeed.
A lot, it's a long time to recover from that. So let's hope that it's a swift recovery, and maybe he will be back in the squad come May, end of April. Just as extra bodies, which we might need when the legs start getting tired, when we start picking up a couple of niggles because of the number of games we've been playing. I think the only positive thing, and again I really hope I don't jinx this, is that Orrin and I feel Mulligan are really cementing themselves now as a good partnership back there, and I think it'd actually be really difficult for Tom to actually come in and replace one of them players, unless it was what we saw on Tuesday, second half, replacing some players with some tired legs. But I think he would struggle to get into it. He's a great player, certainly got lots of experience, but I think the experience we've got there as well is doing its job.
Well, this definitely is a very strong Kettering Town side indeed, with the exception of Darrell Berry, let's say, who has been injured for quite a while. This is probably Kettering's major lineup squad, isn't it?
Certainly, and even Thomas, I think the last couple of games he's really come on so much. Love seeing him get forward. He looks like a player who's hungry for goals, and for a fullback, that's great to see. And I think it just shows when Liam Bateman's been struggling to get into the squad. That just shows you the strength, and I think Berry, I know he's on a contract, I think he's going to have to certainly work hard when he comes back as well.
He is indeed, and just while we're on about games, on April the 10th we have the Northants Senior Cup final against Brackley Town to sandwich in between our promotion push. Also, Brackley have got their Wembley date in the FA Trophy. Congratulations to them on becoming Northamptonshire's second side to reach the FA Trophy.
Certainly, and a person about Kettering also will be playing, hopefully.
Yeah, Luke Graham, who's our academy director, he's in the Brackley squad. So again, I shall be taking a mickey out of him, hoping to get a ticket. Did I say that? But there we go. But yeah, great for Brackley Town, but we meet them in the Northants Senior Cup, and we've been granted to use extra players. And normally, I think last season we were only allowed to play players that had played in the previous rounds, but because of the predicament, Kettering and Brackley find themselves in the FA, the NFA have relaxed the rules slightly.
Well, I still struggle with this. I think why they forcing a game like this, which yes does have some relevance somewhere in the season, but why should they be playing it when both teams got so much else on their plate, which really could boost football in Northamptonshire? Why not have it as one of the first games of friendly, and then whoever wins that then goes on to play either Peterborough or Northampton, depending on what year it is as well. I'm sure both teams will probably end up playing each other in a friendly. Come August,
Well, we did play
July.
Brackley, didn't we?
Certainly
2-2 at St James's Park, so that was one of Kettring's first fixtures of the season, and it showed Rhys Honor scoring up a good penalty. But yes, I totally agree with you, Matt. I've always said that the Northants Senior Cup should, in fact, be a pre-season tournament, and then the winners of that play the Morsel Cup final at the end of the season. So.
Yeah, and it'd just be so annoying for a player for Brackley if they go out, play against Kettering, get injured, miss that FA.
But on the Thursday after the Tuesday players, they play Spenamore Town, so which is far more important, I would think, than playing Kettering in a county competition. But there we go. You need to play in your county competition to actually
be in the FA Cup.
FA Cup. We're not the only club or clubs in the county that have to go through this, or in fact, even in England, even Manchester United have to play in their version of it. I think it's only Worcestershire that actually have a pre-season tournament. Shows you how forward-thinking they are. Unfortunately, they haven't got many teams.
And most of them probably don't actually play in Worcester anymore.
They don't indeed. So there we go. Our referee tonight is Matthew Law.
Oh, there he is again.
The assistant says Matthew Law. He's Marcus's brother.
Had him a few times here.
We've had him a few times here. And Jacob Lihan and Ruben Ricardo are your assistant referees. We'll give the teams out just before we go upstairs to our commentator team. Oh, we're here. So how we're going to manage that, I'm not quite sure, but we will get there indeed. So we have around 6 minutes or so to kick off time in this important Evo Stick game. You're watching this on Poppies TV. We will be here on Saturday against Weymouth, and Poppies TV audio will be at Kings Lynn Town on Easter Monday. Somewhere in the ground anyway, we're not quite sure yet where we're going to be, but we will be somewhere in the ground against Kings Lynn, that massive game against the Linnets. Kettering, of course, winning the reverse fixture 1-0 here on New Year's Day. So, and what a great day.
Certainly, and their squad, you look at Kings Lynn, their squad has changed even more since we played them on New Year's Day. They've lost some of them big players, that they brought in to help bolster their playoff push, but Michael Gash still there, still a target man. Kettering going to have to watch out for him.
Well, it looks like you're going to have to nip off and leave me here solo, and you get up there on that I will join you in a little while. The teams, we believe, are coming out into the tunnel. There is no sponsors tonight, and we have any mascots either, so it'll be straight onto the pitch, handshakes, and there we go. I'll just go through the Kettering Town team for you one more time before I depart and join Matt upstairs, if I can find my notes, which I can't at the moment, which is marvellous, of course, when you get all your notes mixed up on your trousers. But there we go. In goal for Kettering then is Paul White. Number 2, Callum Thomas. He's on fire. 3, Ben Tozen. Watch out for him. 4, the Kettering Angel, Brett Solken. 5, Gary Mulligan. 6, Orrin Penley. 7, Lyndon Meikle. 8, Azza, Aaron O'Connor. 15, Matthew Hotshot Stevens. 18 is Michael Richards. And 11, Reese Holmes. Your substitutes now are Liam Bateman is 12, 14 is Gary Storer, 9 Rennie Howe, 10 Ben Mills, and 17 Wilson Carvalho, who made a little cameo performance on Saturday. And we'll go through the Dorchester team for you. It is Chris Wheel in goal. Number 2 is Kyle Egan. 3, Neil Martin. 4 is Callum Rose. 5, Ross Carmichael. 6, Luke Winsper. 7, Aaron Rodriguez. 8, Billy Lowe's. 9, Ashley Pope. 10, Archie Collins. 11, Tom Blair. Your subs for the Magpies are Ed Bastick is number 12, Dom Pansadawa is 14, Ollie Griggs 15, and Alex Staffy is number 16. Well, I think Matt has clambered upstairs now to the gantry. I'm going to join him. I'm going to leave you now. We're going to watch Kettering Town, the Poppies, against Dorchester Town, the Magpies, live here on Poppies TV. Yeah, one sec.
Welcome, you join us here on the gantry here at Latimer Park, where we pan out, we look around, we see familiar faces in the crowd here tonight to watch Kettering take on Dorchester in another massive game. They're all massive at the moment, but Kettering again want to pick up 3 points where it will be vital to work out what will happen in these playoffs, who they'll play and where they'll play, home or away. We can just out the referees and officials in the tunnel. Matthew Law has gathered his players. He's got the Kettering squad just making their way into the tunnel as we can see the match ball there. Dorchester also lining up as well. So going through the Kettering Town squad tonight, we have number 1, Paul White, number 2, Carlin Thomas, number 3, Ben Toseland, number 4, Brett Solcombe, number 5, Gary Mulligan, number 6, Orrin Penley, number 7, Lyndon Meikle, number 8, Aaron O'Connor, number 15, Matty Stevens, number 18, Michael Richards, and number 11, Reese Holmes. Substitute for Kettering tonight, number 12, Liam Bateman, number 14, Gary Storer, number 9, Rennie Howe, number 10, Ben Milnes, and number 17, Wilson Carvalho, who did make his way out onto the pitch for Kettering on Saturday, and I'm sure he'll be looking at the opportunity there. We've got the Dorchester squad through, and it looks like this. Number 1, Chris Wheel, number 2, Kyle Egan, number 3, Neil Martin, number 4, Callum Rose, number 5, Ross Carmichael, number 6, Luke Winsper, number 7, Aaron Rodriguez, number 8, Billy Lowe's, number 9, Ashley Pope, number 10, Archie Collins, and number 11, Tom Blair. Substitutes for Dorchester tonight look like this. Number 12, Ed Bastick, number 14, Dom Panzia Dower, and number 15, Ollie Griggs, and number 16, Alex Staffy. And as we said, the officials tonight, Matthew Law is the referee, and his assistant referees is Jacob Liner and Ruben Ricardo. So we can almost see the players out on the pitch there. The ground, looking around, I know there was some concern due to the rain we had early this morning and the shower we had in Northamptonshire this afternoon. It hasn't affected the pitch too much. You could say it looks sticky, you could say there's a good helping of sand on there, but there's also a fair amount of green on there as well, which is vital this time of year. There'll be another game here hopefully on Saturday against Weymouth, which will be a massive game. Please bring your friends to the game on Saturday. Wouldn't it be great to have over 1,000 people here at Latimer Park? Would love to double the gate. I think there is a hashtag double the gate going around, so that will be great. And Paul has joined me up here on the gantry as well. Good evening, Paul. Long time no see.
Yeah, I've not seen you for at least 3 minutes.
Yeah, not so many here tonight, I don't think, as Saturday, but the teams are coming out. Kettering Town, of course, in all red, and Weymouth in all sky blue. Slight change from their claret.
Indeed, yeah. Just looking at the goalkeeper there, we've got Chris Wheel. You know, in that bright orange, certainly looking very tall there. Quite an imposing figure, and Kettering will have to do well to try and beat him. But you could say the same with Kettering owns Paul White, who is working on trying to get this record of number of clean sheets in a season. And well, he wasn't too happy a week ago when he conceded a goal after a minute. Let's hope that does not happen for the Poppies tonight.
Indeed, yes. I'm with Paul tomorrow at a youth game, and hopefully I'll be able to say to him congratulations to be equalling Graham Benstead's 19 shutout record. But as long as Kettering Town win the game, that is all that Paul White will really bother about, although he might be frustrated if he concedes a goal. Let's hope not. But it's certainly going to be a difficult game for the Poppies if it's anything like the game that we witnessed at the Avenue in November, where Dorchester completely outplayed Kettering Town really from the first moment. And speaking to our management team on Saturday, they really want to put on a show and bury that ghost pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think it's a great game to try and get some revenge, not the nicest of words, but after the what looks on paper a poor performance, losing 4-1 away, they're certainly going to be trying their hardest to sort that out, as Marcus Law, with his pre-match banana in hand.
Seems to be a ritual now, doesn't it? You know, he's now going to offer a piece to the managerial team. No, he's not.
No, he hasn't. He's gobbled it down.
He's gobbled that down. Yes, can we say that, can we? Oh, we just have done. Yes, so there we go. There will be a minute's silence, I believe, before kick-off today. That will be in memory of John Eves, I believe.
Certainly, the referee just having a quick conversation with some of the Dorchester players. Hope he's not listening too much to them. I hope we don't have a repeat of a week ago where some of the Royston players really got in the officials' faces and tried to change the outcome.
But it doesn't look like there's going to be a minute's silence at the moment. The referee signalled to both linesmen, so that isn't going to take place. So that preparation we did then has gone to waste. But
John Ramshaw, just the only person on the pitch. He's now in the dugout. The referee does look at his watch, and we have a kick-off here at Latimer Park, and it's Dorchester who start off by lumping that ball forward, but there's a strong Mulligan header there straight towards Matty Stevens. He finds O'Connor. O'Connor flicks the ball forward with quite some velocity there, and it rolls straight out for a goal kick.
Yep, goalkeeper Chris Will trotting over in his all-orange outfit. Christian Deere stuff, I suppose, compared to the all-yellow customary outfit of Paul White. So the first goal kick of the evening goes to Dorchester Town behind a packed Brian Martin pallet stand. That's another fiver.
Yes, it's good to see the numbers there again, and just looking to the left, I doubt they're Dorchester fans. If they are Dorchester fans, and we'll only know if a result, a goal or something goes towards Dorchester where we may see a reaction. But it's a long way to travel on a Tuesday night, although Kettering have certainly been on their travels for some distance. We've got the likes of Tiverton, but at the moment it's Dorchester who have had to travel to Northamptonshire.
Hones intercepted by number 3 there, Neil Martin. He plays it to Rose. Rose, long ball onto the number 10, Collins. Good work from the number 7. Goes by Toseland, outside penalty area, flicks it on. First chance maybe here, comes in. And a goal! 1-0! Well. Exactly the same as what happened on Tuesday last against Royston. First attack, first goal, 1-0 down.
Well, it was Ashley Pope, wasn't it? Ashley Pope who put the ball in the back of the net there. But you have to say the number 7, Aaron Rodriguez, managed to carry that ball, run with that ball quite some distance before anyone tried to tackle him there, and he was able to place the ball into the area and managed to find one of the light blue shirts who was able to put it in the back of the net there. It's
as you say, Paul, a repeat of what we had last Tuesday.
Yeah, just what the Poppies didn't want, and exactly the same, although the finish was better than the previous Tuesday, but the Poppies find themselves 1-0 down, and Paul White won't be getting any record this evening.
Certainly. Well, I was just saying about travelling some distance, and they may have travelled from the moon, but you know what, Dorchester looked more alert than Kettering in that first minute there. But it's Thomas who has the ball now, plays it forward. Sorry, that was Penley who played the ball forward to Thomas. Thomas will take this throw in, a short throw in this time, plays it back towards Hones, who was light on the ball there, missed out, and Mulligan, who is unchallenged at the moment, controls the ball, looks up, he's got options ahead, he's also got options to the left, plays a low ball, not the best, but it does get picked up by a Kettering Town shirt before being out-muscled there, and now the ball played sideways from Winspur, plays it further on towards Egan, who looks eager as he plays that ball forward towards the number 10 Collins. Collins just gets past the Kettering shirt before turns back, plays it towards Rodriguez. Rodriguez, who has certainly had a taste already in this game of getting forward, decides for someone else to have an opportunity, although the ball does roll out there, out for a goal kick.
My memory at the Avenue was being ripped apart down one wing, and that certainly happened earlier on tonight even, and a good finish by Ashley Pope. Put in 3 minutes, put the visitors 1-0 ahead, so a good journey for them so far. Long way to go though, and Kettering of course have come back many times from being a goal down, and indeed that happened against Royston last Tuesday. If we win this one 3-1, I should be quite happy.
Certainly. I mean, it did take until half time for Marcus Law to give a team talk to sort that squad around against Royston, and well, let's just hope that we maybe identified a weakness in the Kettering squad, and we are able to fix that for the remainder of the game and build on it and try and make some opportunities ourselves. We've not seen any opportunities yet for Kettering, although almost a ball there for Meikle to cross in, who couldn't quite cross the ball, but it's now being passed around. And you have to say Dorchester are passing the ball around at quite some pace at the moment.
They are indeed, and no travel fatigue for them at the moment, but as we say, a long
2 balls on the
way
pitch,
to go. Oh, there's usually more than that, but there we go. Well, not the start that Marcus Law would want, nor the Poppies faithful. They come out here on a Tuesday night, a cool Tuesday night. This morning, the rain, we were wondering would the game go ahead, but the pitch looks in very good condition, considering it was played on Saturday, as Meikle heads the ball to O'Connor, flicked on and cleared easily by Dorchester. Mulligan heads it back, and away comes well, it's cleared away actually to Ben Milnes, and foot high there, but nothing given. Another ball goes out of play onto pitch 2.
Yeah, that'll be a Kettering throw there, and you can see Bet Solcombe, who's just dropped back to support that defence. You could almost say there's 3 centre backs currently in the formation. That's a great ball there for Linden, and now that's overhit, although Stevens will chase after it, and you know Stevens will always chase after it, but even he's going to struggle to reclaim that ball.
So that goal, if you just joined us, scored by Ashley Pope on around 3 minutes, shocking the Kettering fans, who've gone quite silent behind the goal. As I say that, they just raised their voices slightly. Ball in play, Mulligan wins that.
What a strong header there from Gary Mulligan, trying to get the ball to Reese Hones, and couldn't quite do it that time, but Kettering have another opportunity from the halfway line, and this time it's a fairly flat pass which goes towards Stevens. Tozen watches that and may struggle as the ball is dazzled in the floodlights here. It's we've had the hour difference, but it is now dark here at Latimer Park, and the floodlights are nice and bright. Just don't stare at them, Paul.
Very dazzling indeed. Let's hope that Kettering can dazzle Dorchester and get back into this game. Foul there on the number 10, Collins. Referee brings the ball back. Ramshaw, who you probably hear, giving out some instructions.
Well, yeah, certainly vocal
not mincing
instructions
his words
there.
Apologies for any profanities that you may have heard from the touchline, but
shows you the passion, Paul.
Shows the passion, and also shows our vantage point over the dugouts does seem to infuriate some people listening, but there we go. Free kick comes in.
Yeah, Thomas has done well there just to pick up that ball from the free kick, and Kettering almost trying to break away, although the long ball from Penley is gone up rather than out, and it took quite a while for it to hit the ground. But Kettering's still in possession. Thomas plays it back towards Richards. Richards plays that ball forward, trying to pick out Matty Stevens, and I know there was the conversation on Saturday about Matty Stevens not actually scoring with his head yet he is very powerful everywhere else with his head.
Well, that will come, I'm sure, with the potential that Stevens has got, and only a youngster. He's desperate to score goals. I'd love to see him get a hat-trick of headers tonight, and we shall have to wait and see on that. But at the moment, Kettering can't get their normal passing, free-flowing game going. Dorchester look more lively at the moment, but there's still plenty of time to go in this game as...
Yeah, they've certainly come with a game plan, haven't they, Dorchester, to allow Kettering as little time on the ball as possible. They're certainly looking very alert, as you say. If they've been on the coach for the last 3-4 hours, they've certainly been storing that energy up, and they've come out like a jack-in-the-box.
Well, for a team in 20th position, they're looking quite useful at the moment, but there is a throw-in to be taken. There'll be a long one by Callum Thomas.
Mulligan just lurking around in that penalty area. You know how strong he is with his head.
Got to reach him first, but it doesn't, and cleared easily with the wind, which will be in Kettering's favour in that second half.
Look how quick, though, the Dorchester players out breaking away there, and that was a needed clearance there for Kettering. But yeah, the two attackers there for Dorchester flooded the Kettering half. Really got the accelerator on the go there, as we have 2 balls on the pitch again.
We do indeed, and Stevens is... passing the ball back to Mitch Austin, who's down here in front of us, but it is thrown on the far side to the visitors, Dorchester.
It's a flat throw, and had a fair bit of pace, skidding around some of the players out there, but Stevens does get the ball, looks up, and releases Thomas. Thomas, who's now charging forward, who...
lovely pace there from Thomas. You can see the youthfulness in his legs and
confidence as well. Confidence. He had 2 players charging down on him, yet he continued.
And then he goes and throws the ball out of play. So, not what we want to see as the Kettering fans begin to find their voice in the Brian Martin's Pallet Stand. That's another £5.
It's £10 so far.
That's £10 so far, Brian, if you're listening.
Yeah, you're looking at the defence of Dorchester. Certainly some tall players back there. You know, trying to get that ball over the top is going to be a struggle for Kettering to win the ball.
It is, as the number 8 flicks it on, but Penley will mop this up and
look like a foul. Yeah,
foul there. Penley getting the ball. A lot of talking going on the pitch. Penley then, he's tall, powerful, scored a couple of goals for the Poppies, and
yeah, he knows where the goal is, doesn't he? And
he does.
Certainly,
very good acquisition from Redditch United.
Certainly, as he lines up this long ball to Hones, misses out, and Thomas is lurking in the area there, and he's now going to have to get back to do some defensive work, and again gets in front, cuts out the pass. Not the best of control there, although there was a bit of a bobble on the pitch, but now it is Dorchester who play a low ball forward, and Paul White is alert there and allows that ball to roll up for a goal kick. 11 minutes gone here at Latimer Park.
Marcus Law comes out of his box, shouting out instructions, bellowing them out, and not happy with what he's seen so far. And compared to the game on Saturday, where Kettering really were in control, moving the ball around and dictating, they've done none of that so far in these opening 11 minutes of this first half.
Long kick there, not affected by the wind which we're feeling up here on the gantry. It is blowing.
We feel this in July, don't we? So it's not as if that's any different.
There's never a warm game up here, is there? But the players working hard, probably Dorchester working the harder out the 2 at the moment, as the loose header there from the number 11 Tom Blair goes towards Paul White. He's able to collect that with ease.
Of course, that 4-1 win in November was Dorchester's first victory against the Poppies in a league game. They did beat Kettering 2-0 in a championship match at Rockingham Road in the early 2000s. So this 1-0 advantage will certainly spur them on as Thomas flicks the ball towards O'Connor. Intercepted, and that should go out of play.
You have to say, I think Aaron O'Connor's certainly been marked out of the game so far. We've not seen too much from him. He will keep working. He will work for the 90 minutes. You know he does that. But at the moment, he's just struggling to get into the game at the moment. And I think that's Dorchester, who have certainly done their homework and know what players to really watch out for. Thomas with the long throw here. Plays it towards the Dorchester goal. Toesland with a header there towards Stevens. Stevens controls it, turns, looks to get a shot away, gets a shot away, and it just goes over the crossbar.
Very good effort there from Matt Stevens on the turn, just 6 inches lower, and that would have given the goalkeeper some work to do. Good effort from young Matty Stevens.
Yeah, it was Ben Toesland who got that header in, and you have to say it was a different option there from Kettering from their left-hand side, and managed to look dangerous. Maybe that's why Kettering have got to focus their attack on for the next few minutes.
It's also good seeing Stevens shoot on sight as well, so that was a good move, but it's still 1-0 to the visitors, and a good goal that was too, very early on. As Toesland wins that header, flicks it on to Stevens, he can't control it. Meikle can,
yes.
Finds Honus, who gives the ball away, and cleared, long clearance by the Dorchester fullback.
Now, was there a shout there from Paul White? It looked like it took a while for either player to move out the way, but we did see on Saturday, Paul, was he on the edge of the area? Who knows, but got it right there as Thomas now tries to get the ball forward. There is a foul. I think it's going to be for the tackle on Rhys Hones.
Tom Blair there, not happy with that, and the managerial team of Dorchester saying that he won the ball, but not in the referee Law's mind, and it's a free kick to the Poppies.
Mulligan just getting some instructions there from Marcus Law, and I do hope someone's going to just drop back to the halfway line, because the goal scorer Ashley Pope is on the halfway line, unmarked at the moment. Thomas is coming back along with Hones, but it will be Toesland, and I don't want to jinx his set pieces, but we've seen a mixture over the last couple of games, and let's hope this can be another opportunity for Kettering.
Yep, so it is Toesland in with it high. Goalkeeper should get this one. Comes in, punches it down, and cleared away under pressure. No foul given, but it goes to Pope. Thomas has to do well. He goes straight at Pope though, and it comes off him, and is a Dorchester throw. Very, very quick on the break. Dorchester already in Kettering's area.
Yeah, it was quick feet there for Thomas. He had to react quickly after the rebound to get that ball out, and I was surprised actually. I thought the referee may have blown his whistle there as the free kick went in. It looked like he was under pressure from a couple of Kettering players, but was allowed to play the game on as the ball ricochets off Solcombe's bright orange boots there. He didn't really know too much about it. Stevens using his strength to try and win that ball back, trying to get it off number 3, Neil Martin. He couldn't quite, but the ball does roll out for a throw-in.
Well, certainly this performance so far by Dorchester defies their position in the league. They look a lot better than quite a few of the teams above them that have been down here in recent weeks, and it just goes to show you, doesn't it, that these league positions don't mean a great deal. Anybody can beat anybody on their day, as there have been some freak results in recent weeks.
Certainly, we did have that conversation earlier on in the studio, saying about how with some of the games Dorchester have picked up points and teams they've played against, you certainly expect them to be a little higher in the league than 20th. But then look at the result against Kettering in Kettering's away leg against them.
Well, at least the goals won't count double if anything happens that way, if it's a leg affair. But it is the number 2 on the first.
There, Paul.
Egan on the far side can only pass the ball straight to Paul White. And we have had 60 minutes or so of this game with our new clock on our screen, which is very helpful.
I hope Ed managed to fix that with the changing of the hour on Saturday.
Stevens heads on then to O'Connor, flick through to Rhys Hones, chests it down. It might be a one-on-one. Here it is. Good save though from the goalkeeper. Didn't know where he was going there, but very good work from Chris Wheel. Thought Hones might have just got that ball through him, but he blocked it Good save, but another good chance for the Poppies.
Well, the goalkeeper, I thought, reacted late there, but I think he actually did the best thing possible. He just waited. I think Hones had I think Hones looked over to see, checking was he offside or not, and maybe that bit of look over there, loss of concentration, just allowed the goalkeeper to get into the right position there. Good save there, big strong goalkeeper. Said that before the game started, and certainly showed it there.
Yep, Chris Will showed his class there, but it is Dorchester now on here with Hones. A bit of a little push there on either side, but it's Kettering throwing. Hones then leaves the ball. No, sorry, he gives it to Ben Milnes. Milnes, long ball, but easily cut out, and Dorchester turn on this.
Well, what I liked there was the battle between the two players. Neither wanted to give the possession away, and Hones went in strong and managed to get the ball off and thrown for Kettering as Dorchester.
Egan has fed Rodriguez there, and Rodriguez has caused a few problems already. In comes a very good cross, headed out by Thomas. Stevens can't get a good head on it, but he gets and can only punt the ball out of the park. Marcus Law furious down here.
Certainly, just going back though, Hones and the number 3, Martin. In other games you can see when the play gets nudged off the ball there, some sort of reaction. He got straight up, Martins just carried on. So good to see.
Well, just while you're listening here, we've got a game on Saturday back at Latimer Park against Weymouth. That's going to be a big game, but don't really want to think about that one too far in advance. Got to come back from this and try and get some goals. Stevens beaten to the ball. In comes Meikle. He finds Hones. Good work there from Hones to Thomas. Thomas trying to feed Meikle. This should be cut out. And comes off. No, he doesn't. Well work there. And Dorchester did exceptionally well there where the ball could have gone out. They kept fighting, but they've given the ball to Mulligan. Mulligan finds Richens to Pendley. Pendley, long ball towards Stevens, but that should find goalkeeper Wheel. It does. No threat there.
Wasted pass, I think, in the end. Looking at Hones there and O'Connor, if you maybe played the ball with a bit more width, then Kettering could have been a bit more successful. But now another break for Dorchester on the far side. Couldn't quite find Pope this time, and the ball's cleared forward. Hones chasing down everything at the moment. He seems to be the man who's doing the legwork in attack for the Poppies.
I've never seen Marcus Law so animated in recent weeks as this. He's absolutely going ballistic down there on the touchline. Normally you see Ramshaw going berserk, but this is Marcus Law in full voice here, so not happy with the way things are going at the moment. But it's a throw-in. Thomas to Meikle. Meikle does well, beats 2, turns, goes one way, goes the other, flicks the ball through. O'Connor cut out, cleared, and away come Dorchester, but they put the ball out. Comes over our gantry and goes into Rothwell.
Yeah, certainly Marcus trying to get the game going quickly, isn't he? And really giving the encouragement out there at the moment, as you say, Paul. Very unlike him, and he certainly knows that Kettering need to weather the storm, need to fight against this strong, quick Dorchester squad to try and get back into the game. And I think just by rushing Dorchester, they may start making some mistakes. We saw one just there, and but they recover quickly. And now
it's good football from Dorchester, isn't it? They move the ball out well. They find their players well, and they're playing some good triangles and some diamond formations. If I'm going to be in the Glenn Hoddle move, and luckily that one failed. And Hones has the ball, comes away with it for the Poppies.
But again, look how deep Kettering are just there. If Hones is one of your attacking players, how deep he was. And again, Thomas, not quite quick enough there to get that ball forward. Comes off the number 11, Tom Blair. And Kettering fortunate to get the throw in.
They are, and it is Callum Thomas with this throw in against the wind. It is quite a stiff wind, actually. You don't realise really what it must be like on there. But Solken has put the ball out. Marcus Law wants a free kick, but I think that's a bit optimistic. So throwing to be taken by number 3 there, Martin. Thomas took a little blow to the face there. He's holding his lip at the moment. But,
yeah, hopefully that won't affect him too much, because he's certainly been involved in the game a lot so far. Mulligan comes across to put the pressure on the goal scorer, Ashley Pope.
Certainly a handful is Pope, isn't he? And so is Rodriguez on that far side. Ball's going to come in here. It's cleared by Penley. Only can pump it into the air towards Solken. Solken finds Thomas.
Looks like he's recovered from the blow he took to the face, and he now gets in front of the ball, and bit of a tussle there between himself and Tom Blair, the number 11 for Dorchester. It will be a free kick for the Poppies, and the referee, Matthew Law, just coming over. Looks like he may have picked up an injury there. The Dorchester number 11 seems to be hobbling. Let's see how that pans out as the game progresses.
Well, there's some interesting language there, unfortunately, and the referee now is coming over to speak to one of the managerial team for some bad language aimed at the referee.
Well, the Matthew Law there just giving instructions to the official for Dorchester, who has obviously felt frustrated by...
Well, there's frustration, isn't there? And as I say, we do hear quite a bit where we're situated, but it flicked on by Solken. But Hones can't control it, and Dorchester get the ball off Stevens for a Dorchester throw. Nothing going Kettering's way at the moment.
No, but Kettering, they've just got to keep battling away at the moment. They've just got to keep strong, keep going. Don't allow that concentration to drop. Might not be working out for them at the moment, but if they can try and get hold of the ball, keep possession, then they will get into the key positions required.
So Mulligan needs to put a better pass. He's not. He's clearing it to Thomas. Thomas turns, slips.
You could say he recovered well, but he's gave the ball away, hasn't he? And
poor ball there from the number 8 who puts it out. So that is Billy Lowes, who's again been quite a handful on this side as well. But Mulligan, of course, gave that goal away really in the first few seconds last Tuesday, and the Poppies conceded one within 3 minutes again. And on Tuesday again, it must be a Tuesdayitis, I think it is. But there we are, Paul White then with this goal kick. Flick on by Mulligan, back to Mulligan from Meikle, trying to find Stevens. He's beaten to the ball. Solken comes in with it, finds O'Connor.
Did just enough, didn't he, Solken?
Yeah. Good little flick there from Meikle to Ben Tozen's going to open his legs and shows what class he does have. He's still going strong, and unfortunately the delivery wasn't
class, is it?
What we were expecting.
But it's the first time we've really seen Ben Tozen get the ball on that far side and run forward with it. It's going to take a while for him just to get into the game, really, because we've not seen much on that side of the pitch. A lot of it's been this near side with Hones, with Stevens, and as I said earlier on, maybe Kettering do need to try and get that ball over that far side. Maybe that's where Dorchester's weakness lies.
Well, that will have to work out at half-time if it remains like this. We've had 26 minutes of this first half. That goal scored on 3 minutes by Pope. And Milnes wins that one, trying to find Solken. Solken fixed the ball through, but it's only cannons off a Dorchester player who puts that ball out. Quite scrappy in places this game. But...
Certainly a bit scrappy in places, but Thomas with the throw, trying to pick up Solcombe. Solcombe heads it forward towards Stevens. O'Connor is also there as well. Meikle now on the edge of the area. He's running. He's got 3 players around him. He still has the ball. Pokes it forward. Pokes it a little bit too far for a goal kick.
Yeah, they got tangled at his feet there. Meikle tried to do probably a little bit too much with it. Good improvisation though, but not good enough, and a dangerous move broken down quite easily in the end by himself. And Wheel with the goal kick.
Yeah, Wheel just taking his time. He did slip on the last kicks. I'm sure he's going to take his time here to slow the game down. Mulligan goes over the top of the number 7 Rodriguez there. Referee gives a free kick, and Kettering now have to react quickly. Taken quickly is Pope with the ball. Needs to get past Penley. Penley is there just forcing him out. Has to play it wide. The cross goes in. White comes out and holds the ball after a bounce on the floor. But again, it just shows you Dorchester quick on the break.
Quick on the break indeed, and their rivals or neighbours Weymouth drawing 0-0 against, I think it's Slough Town at the moment.
I think looking at the game there, and 0-0 will probably be the best result for Kettering, for both them teams to gain just the 1 point tonight.
Well, plenty of time for Kettering to get 3 points out of this, and let's hope that they do. But at the moment, it's Honus trying to get this ball, flicks it through to Stevens. Stevens goes one way, flicks the other, gets to Thomas. Thomas to Meikle. Meikle trying to find Stevens. Stevens got two round him, and it should be a throw into the Poppies, which it is. Will this be a long throw in from Thomas? No. Trying to find Stevens. He does find Stevens. He can't control it. Ball into the air. Honus underneath it. Comes off the number 10 shoulders and cleared easily by Dorchester. Reaches Paul White with that gust of wind. It's quite breezy actually. I think second half, as we were at Stratford a couple of weeks ago, where the wind did play an important factor. I think we might see more of Kettering as an attacking force then, but Kettering did score against Stratford against the wind, and it proved to be a vital goal at the time. Good work there from Toseland. He finds O'Connor on the far side. O'Connor. Meikle. Plays the ball back to Penley, and it's a poor ball. And forcing Thomas to go back to collect this, which he does with ease. Ooh, little dummy there, and well done by Thomas. Trying to find Matt Stevens. Stevens beaten to it. Meikle isn't though. Good work there from Meikle.
It was a great cross and well headed out there from the defender, but Kettering still have the ball towards Toseland. Toseland looks to drive that ball into the penalty area on the edge, crosses it in. It's a low cross, just had too much power on it, and
shot sort of cross, wasn't it? So, but
it seemed to go over. But another goal kick. Kettering getting back into the game, quickly taken.
Yeah, they've been beaten a few times by the quick thinking of Dorchester, and it needs to be worked on if they're going to try and get back into this game. But Dorchester here not for the taking at the moment, proving to be quite an obstacle for the Poppies, and look at that work there from the number 2. Did very well there indeed, did Ryan. Here he goes, he's got plenty of space, trying to find Rodriguez, but he can't, and that ball has gone out.
Yeah, certainly the even some of the defenders for Dorchester look quick when breaking forward. So it will be a throw-in on the far side. Toseland takes the ball, throws it long. That's cleared up into the air. Penley is there, heads it down. The ball's still bobbling around at the moment, and it's picked up by Toseland. Toseland. Long ball forward to Stevens. Stevens can't quite jump high enough to get the ball to O'Connor. Shouts of offside from the Dorchester defence, but the ball still bobbling around at the moment. Meikle will do well to keep this on. He does. He plays it back towards Thomas.
Well, Meikle did exceptionally well there, didn't he? Never gave that up, and Kettering still trying to make a move out of it, but that was cleared. But Meikle's not given up, and Mulligan needs to be careful here. He's done another header, and Pope through here. Now that's an interesting one. The Dorchester bench. Again, Mulligan puts Paul White under immense pressure as he did last Tuesday. The communication between the two Irishmen not at its best.
No, it seemed a really soft header or soft clearance there, and again the confusion from Paul White. I think the only thing you can go by is how Pope, number 9, reacted. You know, he just got straight up and continued. He wasn't protesting about
the Dorchester bench didn't. They're up in arms and running out onto the pitch as if it was an escape from Alcatraz. But there we are. The incident has gone.
But Kettering after he switched on again. Another attack here. Low cross into the area. Cleared away from Mulligan. Tosen gets the ball. Launched forward. Stevens strong there as the defender ends up on the floor after running into Stevens. Thomas this time tries to pick out another player in red. Kettering just struggling now. We've seen this a few times. A long ball played forward from Thomas, and Kettering just struggling to hold on to the ball. So, do Kettering need to change this tactic around?
I don't think they'll change too much at the moment. They are against the wind, and there is a bit of argumentation going on down there, if that's a word, down there. But it is
Sounds
Thomas.
like it.
Yep, flick on by Stevens, but easily cleared by Dorchester. Mulligan does win that header.
Maybe we can go to a dictionary corner at half time to find out if that is a real word.
I'll make all things up. But very, very sloppy from Kettering at the moment. Marcus Lord down here, still furious. I've not seen him as animated, as I said before, as this for quite a while. He's there, he is with his arms, for him to get moving quickly, keep alert. Does seem to switch off occasionally and are beaten to the ball. But
I thought he had an imaginary sparkler in his hand there as he was waving it around. Free kick for Dorchester. Attack goes in there, and Penley is there. Uses his strength. The referee says it was a throw into Kettering. He gave that quicker than the referee's official standing in front of us here. So it will be a throw in for Kettering. Thomas winds the ball up towards a Kettering shirt, and Solcombe's there, but Thomas comes away with the ball towards Stevens, who cuts it into the middle of the park. He is now charging forward. He's got the number 6 Winsborough on him, and after a bit of a tussle, the referee decides it is a free kick to Kettering.
Well, that was quite advantageous for the Poppies, as Stevens got nobody with him on that side. I thought they might have somebody running down the wing like Toseland, but get something out of that. He did exceptionally well to keep going. Toseland been told to go back a few yards, take it from the right place. Don't think it was there, but
no, I thought it was further
over. But
yep.
Referees knows best.
Well, he's closer to the ball than we are. Ball goes in again, missed by a Kettering player and cleared from Dorchester. Thomas is well, I think he probably had to give that, because look how quick Dorchester are breaking forward. There's more Dorchester players forward than Kettering players back at the moment.
Again, Dorchester very, very quickly with the free kick, but this time it's Toseland that wins the better of it. He finds that Solcombe feeds the ball through to Stevens, who's being marshalled by the number 5. He finds O'Connor on the far side.
First time we've seen O'Connor with the ball for a while.
Solcombe running into the area. Are we going to get another Solcombe header? No, we're not. It's blocked. And it goes to Meikle, who mopping up. Solcombe remains down. He's getting up.
Great ball there to Hones. Oh, almost. Is it come off Stevens? Well, there's a tussle going on there. Goalkeeper's got both hands on the ball, but there's something going on with Stevens, and that's some ugly scenes we see in that penalty area.
Well, yeah, the ball actually almost was an own goal. It came back in again. Stevens was wriggling to get round it, and then there was all sorts of punching and kicking going on. Referee now, going to have some words here. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, the last person you want to start a fight against is Matty Stevens, someone who's got some experience in the boxing ring.
Well, as Ed Palmer said on Saturday, normally when the referee has a word with the linesman, something dramatic's going to happen. A red card was shown on Saturday, very, very similar. Let's see what happens here. Well, the first real controversial part of the game.
Well, he's looks like he's asked Stevens to come over. I'm just trying to see which player it is who's coming over as well. I think it's the number 5, Ross Carmichael.
It is. Looks like both of those are going into the book by all accounts. Certainly it's a yellow card. I think it was just no real intent really, just trying to get the ball over the line, and a melee started, but 2 bookings then.
A yellow card each, and hopefully that's the last we see of that. But as you said, Paul, it almost came off the player on the floor there for Dorchester, and I'm sure Stevens has got all right to go for that.
Hopefully we can see that at half time to see what actually happened on the goal line, but it still remains 1-0 to the visitors. That goal scored very, very early on. If you were making a cup of tea before the game, you may have missed it.
So saying Matty Stevens and number 5 Ross Carmichael both going in the book. First real thing for the officials to do.
I think it was the right decision overall, really. It was a bit of flapping around there, a few handbags, the usual cliches involved, nothing malicious, I don't think. There was a push there, mind you, and the referee has seen that. Yeah. Hopefully this game won't deteriorate into the scenes we had against Royston last Tuesday, which was very ill-tempered.
Well, it's
mainly by the visitors, but
certainly got heated in it in the second half, and I think that's what helped Kettering to get the 3 points in the end. Ball played over towards Toadland with an awkward header in the air, but the ball's brought forward, cleared away, and Thomas watches that over his shoulder. A bit of miscommunication between himself and Penley, and now it is the number 11 Tom Blair who crosses the ball to the far post, and there's no connection there. And again we've got Paul White shouting at his defence.
Any touch there by Pope, and that was in the net, wasn't it? I mean, it was a very good run by the number 11, put the ball over unmarked, and Paul White cruelly exposed, and that could have been 2-0. And a very unhappy Kettering bench down here in front of us at the moment. Nothing going Kettering's way, and look at all that. All the players, except the goalkeepers, are just grouped together.
Certainly,
reminds me of the playtimes at school.
You have to say the Kettering defence aren't looking too comfortable at the moment. There's a couple of times now where we've seen a bit of miscommunication and someone thinking, hopefully Kettering can get back into it. Hones has been fouled there, and it looks like it's the number 5 who brought him down, who has been sent off. It is Ross Carmichael given the second, was it his second yellow card or was it a straight red? Well, he's been given his marching orders.
I think it was the second yellow there, Matt, so that's another one sent off, and that puts the visitors down to 10 men. Again, we'll see that at half-time, the incident there, but it's just outside the penalty area. Honus very unhappy at that. We'll bring you that piece of action hopefully at half-time.
Well, it looked like he was in a great position, didn't he, Hones, who was sort of sandwiched between the two players, but looked like he was going to win that battle between them two players in blue to take the ball into the penalty area. And
well, it's as John Ramshaw says, that Honus has got that pace to worry all sorts of defenders, and it just showed you there what pace he has. And unfortunately for Carmichael, it was too much, and he saw red, and he went down the tunnel for the early bath.
Well, maybe that challenge or whatever happened with Stevens was quite foolish looking at that now, as he has been sent off before half-time. Hones to take the free kick. Low off the wall, gets another opportunity on the edge of the penalty area, tricks himself, gets the ball back and has to play back to Meikle. Not the best of balls, and that's rolling towards the Kettering, well, to the halfway line. And
well,
again,
the whole episode there is quite poor from Kettering, from a free kick into this, and given away there by Penley, and a scramble by Meikle. That is poor football from Kettering Town, from having a free kick just outside the area to scrambling the ball out for a throw-in just before half-time. So not good for the Poppies. We have 5 minutes to go before half-time. I have to say, I shall be leaving you in a moment.
Indeed, I just about to say, Penley looking a little off today. Seems to be struggling to get into this game at the moment.
He does. He's not his normal self, that is for sure. He's normally assured and very, very confident, but Kettering don't seem that way, and of course the visitors are down to 10 men. How will that affect their play? We'll have to wait and see, as Honus once again sprinting away down here. There's two at him like Jack Russell's, and Ryan wins that one quite easily. Clear to Penley. Penley can't get there. Thomas can, gives it to Milnes. Milnes can only toe poke it, and down goes O'Connor. And I'm going to leave you there, Matt, and go down to the studio to look at some of these controversial moments.
Well, certainly a bit controversial there, as the referee Matthew Law comes over to speak to the Kettering players. It will be a free kick taken from Ben Toseland. We know he can certainly get a dangerous ball into that penalty area. Solcombe with his hands in the air. And again, will Kettering have to rely on Mr. Kettering to drag his team into this game? The cross straight on the goalkeeper, and he holds out with ease there, Chris Wheel. Rolls it out quickly towards the number 10, gets the ball past, and now attacks forward. It is Archie Collins. Collins looks up, finds Pope. Pope has snuck in, pulls the ball back. Too much of an angle on that ball though, and it goes towards Stevens. Stevens tries to control the ball, but forces a long pass there from the Dorchester player, throwing on the far side. Tozen with a large throw. Comes off Stevens and out for a throw this time to Dorchester. Kettering just trying to rush that ball forward now. They know that there's a gap in the Dorchester squad where we saw Ross Carmichael sent off just after 38 minutes. Solcombe with the header. Headed forward by Stevens. Not quite collected there from Hones. Instead, played forward from Neil Martin, and that's gone straight out for a throw. Hopefully Kettering will have another opportunity to find an equaliser before the half-time whistle goes. That's a dangerous ball played forward. Stevens is going to chase that down. Forces a throw in further down the line towards a dangerous area, towards the Dorchester goal. Thomas, who looked to take the throw but has to wait because the fan has decided to throw the ball onto the pitch. Thrown to the edge of the area, flicked around. No one can really control the ball at the moment. Meikle on the edge of the area, looks up, takes a pass to the second player, puts the ball wide, falls towards Solcombe, plays a shot, and Solcombe scores. That man again has got Kettering back into the game. Brett Solcombe on 43 minutes fires the ball in at that far post. Meikle with a great footwork getting past 1-2 players before playing the ball back towards Brett Solcombe, puts the ball in, and it is 1-1 before half time. Well, Kettering get the ball back and look to get back into this game. So 1-1. Marcus Law certainly be a little happier now after the performance we saw in the first 10 minutes, where Dorchester took the early lead through Ashley Pope after 3 minutes. Brett Solcombe scoring after 43 minutes, and again he'll be happy because that's another goal to the tally for the season. Solcombe with the ball. Plays it towards Meikle, who set him up for that goal. And with the confidence, the ball goes forward. Solcombe's chasing after this, a little too powerful, and the ball rolls out. Applause there from the Kettering fans. Goalkeeper just taking his time to put the ball on the spot, and hopefully we'll find out shortly how much additional time we have in this first half. Malk Lua with the board primed and displays 2, so there'll be 2 minutes. Meikle plays the ball forward towards Hones. Hones out towards O'Connor. Opportunity for O'Connor. Takes a shot, and O'Connor has put Kettering in the lead. Aaron O'Connor with quite a tight ankle, plays the ball low on the ground, beats the goalkeeper, and all of a sudden Kettering, who were 1-0 down, are now 2-1 up here at Latimer Park, and Dorchester, down to 10 men, will be disappointed with their reaction after the first goal, but Aaron O'Connor is delighted with that. Well, it certainly changed this game in the last 10 minutes with the sending off. But Aaron O'Connor, who got into a great position, did not panic, and just shows, the experience he's had from league football. He knows where the back of the goal is, and he found it for a vital time there for Kettering, who will hopefully go in at half time winning 2-1. So we have a kick-off, frustratedly put out there by the number 8 Billy Lowe's, with some ironic cheers to the right of me from the Kettering fans. Toseland with the throw-in. Long throw. O'Connor with an orthodox header there. Thomas plays it forward, ball bouncing around. Stephen watches it. Referee gives a free kick. against Matty Stevens. Well, we saw the goalkeeper slow the ball down when it was 1-1. I'm sure we'll see him try and speed up when it comes to the goal kicks. Well, it should be one of the last kicks of the half as well, there goes the half-time whistle. So Kettering, who are 1-0 down after 3 minutes, Ashley Pope scoring for Dorchester, have managed to claw the game back. First with Bet Solcombe after 43 minutes, and then Aaron O'Connor putting Kettering in the lead after 45 minutes. Well, there's certainly some incidents in that first half, and I'm sure Paul and guest, I believe it will be, it might even be our very own Peter Short going down, joining. We'll analyse them goals and the sending off and everything else which we have seen, and I'll hand you down to the studio.
Well, what a difference 3 minutes makes, doesn't it? I came down the gantry, we were losing 1-0, sit in the chair, and we're 2-1 up with goals from that man again, Brett Solcombe and Aaron O'Connor. Peter Short, who's been on camera, welcome to Poppies TV again. And
excuse me while I do this. It's cold.
It's cold there, isn't it? But what a fantastic 3 minutes.
How on earth were we 2-1 up after that first half? Dorchester, I was thinking of things to say about Dorchester. Their work rate's been fantastic. The tempo they played as well. This certainly wasn't a repeat of last week, slowing the game down. They want to play. They obviously smelt a chance of a victory here today, the way they were playing, and how they're going to come out second half now is going to be interesting.
Well, the same thing happened for Kettering this Tuesday as that last Tuesday, where we conceded an early goal. We haven't got that goal for you to bring you at the moment because we have technical problems, but we will have it on our highlights programme later in the week if possible. But we can show you, first of all, we have the Stevens shot that was just inches over the bar, and this was very early on after that goal.
Oh, there we go. I was just seeing that shot there for the first time. That was the first thing Kettering created. What was that in the 13th minute there? That was the first genuine chance, and up to that point, you thought the Dorchester were well worth their lead and going on for a second actually, and reduced to pot shots there. Really, Kettering at that point.
It was Dorchester that had the majority of that first half, and it was goalkeeper Chris Will that came to their rescue. Block.
Is that this was from through? Again, Reese Honus there again. He's been lively, isn't he? And again, that could have, if Reese was a bit quicker there, he could have picked up the seconds there, couldn't he? But as you say, great block there, thrown his body at it there, and again, systematic of how Dorchester were playing at the time. They were really up for the battle.
They seemed very comfortable on the ball, and we thought the ball had crossed the line, but not only did it not cross the line, there was an interesting handbag scenario.
Yes, I think Aaron O'Connor's lucky here. We'll see in a moment as it's going through at the moment, and gone small there for a second. But as I say, we watch now, and O'Connor there getting in there, and well, I thought he was a bit lucky first time, but you say, what on earth? That would have been an exceptional finish either end.
It almost finds Stevens, who's prostrated, and gets slammed down, doesn't he, by Carmichael?
Exactly.
And I mean, I want to be careful because, as Matt Spearman said, that Stevens is an ex-boxer, undefeated, and he riles him to find himself with one less nose. But
I don't think enough players know about Matt Stevens' background, do they? Let's not
dwell on that. No. A few moments later, though, it was a sending off, and it was Carmichael that went for this.
Yeah, just caught the back end of it there, but yes, he was clear there. Was he the last man? I'm not entirely sure, but it was still clear going on goal opportunity there, and no chance. And to be fair, he's walked straight off the pitch as well. He knew he was in trouble, and why on earth is it the captain there, number 3, who is just all over the place and wasting a minute of the referee's time there? No question about that decision.
But it all seemed to hinge on that. I think that was on 39 minutes. 4 minutes later, it's that man again. We keep calling him the angel. He's put on the Christmas lights. He's done all sorts of things, and he's whacked that one in.
He has put his boot laces through that, hasn't he? But it's felt beautifully for him, and top corner, and he cannot do anything wrong at the moment. Captain Fantastic, and 15 goals, I believe now.
15 league goals. That's a record for Brett Solcombe since 2003 when he first joined. I think it was 2003. You know, Brett's been a revelation. Not only can he score from penalties, he can get headers like last week, and he can also place them in the top corner of the net. And what a welcome relief that was. It must make Marcus Law's team talk easy, but it got even easier probably this team talk. Maybe not. He might be rattling through them when O'Connor broke through.
Oh, from the angle there, superb. Keeper probably, he stood up as long as he could do, probably felt he could have done a bit better there, but that's the power of O'Connor, and as Matt said on commentary, he found himself in that opportunity, didn't panic at all, and that is a quality finish, that is. And Dorchester, for that reason, at 1-0, was still pushing men forward. That opportunity which we haven't just seen there at the other end, and obviously hadn't recovered, and obviously caught short at the back there.
For the Statos among you, that is his 23rd league goal this season, O'Connor, and 30th goal, including Northants Senior Cup in all competitions, which is a remarkable statistic for a Kettering player. Nobody has actually done that for a long time. We've got some results coming through half-time here. It is Basingstoke 1, Kings Lynn 0. So that's an interesting one. I didn't think Kings Lynn were playing, to be honest.
No, I was aware of that one, but that's the result. We were all obviously concerned about the Slough Weymouth, because that will have obviously a bearing as well on this one. But we're seeing it's almost like a video printer coming through here.
It is, yeah. It's almost like the
not
old.
a very good one though, I must admit.
It's like the old. It's 0-0 at Weymouth against Slough.
Thank you, Des. I was very subs in my day. But
Stay rubs. Stay rubs. Stay rubs. But Basingstoke 1, Kings Lynn 0, and Weymouth 0, Slough Town 0. So with Kettering winning 2-1, that is pretty nice at the moment. But we've got 45 minutes more football, Peter, and it's going to be against 10 men. They say it's never easy against 10 men, and Kettering have struggled against 10 men.
You've alluded it to there, as Marcus Law's team talk, been a little bit compromised a little bit there, because it's something 2-1 now, and he was obviously looking forward to, not looking forward to, but was probably ready to send another rocket towards the players, certainly the first 25 minutes. And I think, again, Matthew mentioned Oren Pendley just hasn't got into the game, and another confusion between Mulligan and Paul White again. There's a lot of problems on that back at the moment. And,
you mentioned rockets. There's some fake news come through here as North Korea 2, Hong Kong 0.
Genuine, apparently.
Genuine scoreline, apparently. Tiverton 1, Frome 1.
That's much more like
half-time score as well. I didn't know North Korea and Hong Kong were in our league.
No, and also Frome have scored. They didn't like scoring a month of Sundays on
there.
They didn't.
Yes, Tiverton 1, Frome 1. But certainly the 45 minutes of football, those scorelines could all change. We've got another one coming through. It's an Ives 1. Blank 1 against. Come on, what is that about misery?
He knows Royston 1. Well, I think going on quickly, moving on to the actual players themselves. I think the 5 have been decided now, haven't they? I think that's pretty much Chesham, the way they lost on Saturday.
Yeah, I said to Matt Spinman pre-match that I was going to do a piece on the chasing pack, but I don't think the chasing pack are going to even bother Slough Town, who are in 5th position. And as you say, I think it's those 5 teams with Hereford in prime position, but it's just a case really of where these teams finish to get into these positions. And of course we don't want to be going to Weymouth on a Tuesday night, but if we have to, I suppose.
Wednesday night, I believe.
Wednesday night, sorry, Wednesday night.
So, hate to correct you.
That's quite alright.
Oracle of all knowledge.
No, not an oracle of all knowledge. So there we have another one coming through. Stratford 1, Hitchin Town 2. So
yes,
Hitchin Town, who were in last season's, I think, playoff positions, not had a particularly good season. We still have to play them at home. We haven't scored against them in 3 games. 3 0-0s.
Don't remind me.
But there we are. So Marcus Law's in there now. He's down to 10 men. Will he be a happy man? He will be at 2-1. But performance the first 40 minutes, not what we were expecting.
As I said, at the back there was a lot going wrong. The cohesion. Richens was seen out of sorts today, not putting the correct balls around. Lyndon Meikle was running around and not creating much. Ben Mills, I don't think I heard his name mentioned too often, apart from an errant pass or something like that. I think only Rhys Honis and Matthew Stevens and Brett Solkin can come away with any real, credit.
The reason that Mills isn't mentioned, Shorty, is he's actually on the bench.
Is he? This is why you should read the team sheet before. Give me that.
Sorry to correct.
Well, there we go. Well, it's 1-0 then. It's 1-0. Do apologise for that. As I say, I should really read the team sheet before I get in front of the camera.
Could be our outtakes, that could be.
Oh, another one.
Another one.
That DVD's going to be very long, isn't it? Available on all the good YouTube platforms, no doubt. But but as I say, there's a lot not going right, not coherent, and that's all credit to Dorchester. Let's give them the credit they deserve. They came with a plan today. They've hassled. They've worked in 2s, triangles, and diamonds. I think you mentioned as well during your commentary.
Rodriguez and Neil Martin and Egan down those backs there. I mean, especially Rodriguez early on caused Kettering all sorts of problems.
Absolutely.
And I remember when we went to Dorchester, you were there as well at that they also caused a lot of problems down the wing. The 3rd and 4th goal, I think, came from that side late on, and I was thinking, here we go again. But Kettering have come back into it, rather fortuitous probably. with a sending off might have made the difference, but again, Solken, as was saying, O'Connor, 2 of Kettering strikers who are Solken strikers. The one man that hasn't got onto the score sheet yet, and is our man, is Matthew Stevens, and hopefully he'll get on that score sheet.
Well, he can't claim either of those 2 goals anyway.
No, he can't. He was saying to me he got a stud on the ball on Saturday. From our angle, it didn't look like that, but from an angle behind the goal, when the VAR that's our fans, of course, VAR. It does look like Stevens may have got a lace on.
They love him to bits, though, don't they? Of course
they do, as we all do, and he does too. So
he does himself.
Yes, he does. But well, we're back here on Saturday, and we've got Weymouth. It would be another tough game on the other side from Dorset. And Weymouth put us to bed fairly early on at their place. We've not had good results at the Bob Lucas Stadium, and it could be a preempt, unfortunately, for a playoff berth. And it's not a place I want to really go and see Kettering play at the moment.
You must speak for yourself. I was there on this weekend.
You were there diving,
it was indeed. But no, we managed to get the monkey off our back against Weymouth. I believe at home last season, didn't we? I remember the hideous yellow kit they play in, and
3-1 was
3-1 correct. Yeah, and that was nice to get that monkey off the back, and I believe that then kick-started because we had the horrendous home form that Kettering were having last year, I believe. So that's all gone now. I don't think we can look at records particularly. I think Weymouth will be very worried about coming, especially on a Saturday where there's potential a large crowd. They'll have a big game against Dorchester, I believe, on bank holiday as well, so they'll be thinking of that as well. It's all in Kettering's favour, really, and it would be a shame if the result doesn't go their way.
Yeah, well, just before we go back upstairs to our commentary team of myself and I think it might be Gary Foreman, I think, who might be up there for the second half. I'm not quite sure on that, but we will see who appears up there. Let's just look at Brett's goal again and O'Connor's goal just to cheer us up before we go back out into the cold.
To commentary and you and Gary needs you cheering up, but he has hit that very well, hasn't he? Again, for his sear body, it's not too dissimilar to Rhys Honus on Saturday.
Almost, O'Connor's almost in his way, isn't he? You could say that I'm going to hit that. No, I got there first. And
again, is the keeper expecting a shot there? I'm not sure. He definitely has that. The more I see it, the more I think the keeper could have maybe took another step forward, and I'm getting nods from a goalkeeping expert through the glass there. And
who's that then?
But take note, that is still a wonderful finish there, and
it was a wonderful piece of business when Kettering Town were able to get hold of Aaron O'Connor and keep him here. He's certainly been a revelation since he's been at Latimer Park, along with Matthew Stevens and the old boy, of course, Solken. He's come good as the players now are about to come back out onto the park, and we go and do our duties. I think you're snapping, are you, in the second half?
Possibly, yes. Have there some goals to snap this time?
Hopefully not seeing all the goals from Kettering, but they're going to be joining myself and Gary Foreman upstairs, and I think we got Matt on camera. So it's half time here at Latimer Park. It's Kettering Town 2. Dorchester Town 1, and this game is live on Poppies TV.
And welcome back to the second half. Just going to be having a look to see if there's any half-time changes. And what a turnaround that was. 3 minutes on my watch. That's an official timing between the two Kettering goals, but big change with the sending off. All of a sudden the space suddenly appeared in Dorchester's defence. It certainly wasn't there before. And what was proving to be a very frustrating half for the Poppies had a very, very nice finish. And it's probably changed Marcus's half-time chat with the players, changed the nature of it, getting a noses ahead in the game now. And I'm sure he said, please replicate the last 5 minutes. No substitutions, so it's as you were. And we're underway. Muller's dwelling a little bit on the ball there. And no foul on Meikle, so it's play on. Going sideways, ball comes back across and it's too heavy. Dorchester throwing on the near side. Carl Egan looking for his man. Intercepted by Hearns. But only as far as Callum Rose plays the ball forward on the left hand side. And it's Dorchester who are seeing more of the ball early on, and another silly foul given away by the Poppies there. On the far side, this will give Dorchester a chance to bring their tall men forward for the free kick. And surprisingly, they've taken it short and spurned the opportunity to get the ball in. And as a result of that, it's all the way back to the goalkeeper.
Well, welcome, Gary. Good to see you up here in the cold.
It's good to be back, Paul. Last time I was up here, it was a 6-0 home win. So I'm certainly hoping for a Poppies win again today.
Well, certainly when I went downstairs, Ed Palmer said to me, stay down here, because I went down and missed both goals. Only saw them on the replays later. And we'll get the highlights over by the weekend, I think. But it is Toseland. O'Connor. In comes the ball there. Stevens on the edge of it. Can't get there. Trying to keep it in play. Can't. But again, a good movement from the Poppies.
Yes, we need to see some more good movement from the Poppies. It was a frustrating half until the sending off, really. That was the big turning point of the half, I think, for me. Because after that, gaps suddenly appeared that weren't there before.
It was 3 minutes or so after, 39th minute, I think, he was sent off, Carmichael, and then on the 43rd minute, Solken gets his 15th as that ball goes out of play.
Yeah, just another headline for Brett. The Kettering Angel strikes again.
Stevens. Still Stevens. Meikle. Turns. Stevens can't get there and cleared, and that ball should go out of play. It does. That will be a Kettering Town throw-in. Mulligan. Meikle. Got Thomas within sense. Thomas a bit short, but Thomas does well, but eventually loses the ball, and away come the visitors. Licking the ball through, down to 10 men, but they're still trying to get back into this game. It's often harder to play against 10 men, that old cliche, but it's Matthew Stevens turning well. He's got O'Connor with him. Here's O'Connor. Puts the ball through to Stevens. Stevens carries on running. There's Hones at the back post. In comes Stevens, might try a shot. Leaves it for Toseland. Toseland puts one in. Headed away. Honus plays the ball back to Honus, and between them they've lost out. Well won though. Honus flicked in, headed out. Off the line! Wow, that should have been number 3. O'Connor can't believe that. Ball's just gone out of play. Gary, what do you think to that one?
Good defending. Kyle Egan, I think, the right back in the right place at the right time, but the pressure's beginning to build again. I think it's just a question now of the Poppies doing their utmost to get the 3rd goal. Keep battling away. If they do get the 3rd goal, I can't see Dorchester getting back anything from this game. So it's all about the attitude of the Poppies, I think, early doors. Go out there, get the 3rd goal, put the game to bed. And I'm sure Marcos will be keen then to make a few changes ready for the weekend. And a big weekend it is too.
Kettering Town fans in, voice behind the tin hat, or in the tin hat. But Mulligan has to win that, and he can only find Egan. Cleared by Toseland, trying to find Honus. Cut out there by the number 4. No, he misses it, and away goes O'Connor. He's got Stevens in the middle. He's got on the outside. He's got Honus. Feeds it through to Honus. Honus can't get there. He goes down, and referee waves away the penalty claims for a corner, and the goalkeeper now is getting himself involved there. Doesn't need to do that. He's given a corner. Well, Chris Will there, not enduring himself too well there to the Kettering fans behind that goal. It's a corner.
Right decision.
Matt Potis Mulligan flicked on here and over there. That should have been in, and Stevens can't get himself onto that score sheet. Holds his head and frowns there, but a good effort, but over the bar.
Yeah, very good chance that one for Matty, and he knows it. That distance out, he would have been better off not connecting as well as he did actually. If he'd gone off his shin, it would have gone in.
So still 2-1 to Kettering Town, coming back from behind after that 3rd minute shock from Pope, giving the visitors the lead. Equalised on 43 minutes by Brett Solkin. This time a well-placed shot, and then it was O'Connor steering in a well-driven attempt. But far from over this game, as Meikle is on the far side, still with the ball, Meikle. And that is a corkscrew, comes off his foot. Was that a 3-iron?
I don't play with a 3-iron, Paul. It's all hybrids these days.
I wouldn't know. Golf to me, just a good walk spoil, the old cliche, but...
Mark Twain.
Kettering can't get this out of this side. Solkin can. He finds Richens. Richens, though, has beaten to it, but somehow gets it back and runs on. He's got Honus on one side. He's got O'Connor on the other. Feeds it through to O'Connor. O'Connor now. What's he going to do here? Probably should have started early. It ricochets off. Goes back to the goalkeeper. That wasn't good work by O'Connor.
No, I'm surprised he didn't shoot there. He's a striker in form. He was clear and tried to set up one of his colleagues, but it was the wrong option.
It was the wrong option, but Kettering Town still going forward. They seem to be more alert and seem to be more interested in this half than they were in the first half. And if that man's making all the difference, I don't know, but it's certainly a much more spirited performance so far in this second half. Early doors, but there we are.
Yeah, it's certainly a contrast from the first half. You're right there, Paul.
Richens playing the ball back to Paul White. Low trajectory from White, only finds the Dorchester number 3. Thomas plays the ball back to Pendley. Penley. Good ball to Ben Toseland. We might see Ben Toseland run. He comes inside, but he this time gets beaten. Now and away comes Rodriguez. He's got some pace here. 3 against 1. Taking too long to deliver the ball, but it's a good ball through, and Toseland only gives the ball back though. And it is a throw in to Dorchester. Looks very good, Rodriguez, going forward.
Yeah, he did very well there actually. He was just out with his final ball because I think it was the number 11, Tom Blair, who was overlapping on the back and was nearly in if the ball was right.
It's a Dorchester even far from giving this game up, and still look very, very dangerous. They come again here low, and Paul White there at full stretch, didn't get any hands on it. It went across the goal, and must have got something on it because it's a Dorchester throw taken quickly. Here's Egan. Got to be careful here. And a goal! Well, Egan. Well, near post and in the net. Marcus Law furious, 2-2.
Yes, sloppy defending again, I'm afraid. It was, I mean, fair play to Carl Egan for the wherewithal and the finish. But from a Kettering defensive perspective, that was far too easy. Not closing down quickly enough.
There was the cry down here of don't tackle, or don't bring him down, because the penalty was looming. Perhaps they should have tackled or put something in there, because with them not doing that, he struck and scored.
Yeah, and Poppies have got it all to do again.
So the 10 men of Dorchester coming back into this game, and the travelling fans that have made the long journey from Dorset will like that indeed. Throw into the Poppies then on the far side. 58 minutes gone here. 17 in the second half. Looks like we could be having an early substitution for the Poppies. Looks like Ben Milnes will be coming on. Peter Short thought he was already on, but and it could be Brett coming off. Mulligan a better header this time. Paul White right on the edge of his area, gets that, bowls it out to Penley. Long ball towards Stevens. He won't catch that as the wind is too much for him. It is going to be Ben Milnes coming on.
It'll be interesting to see whether it's a like-for-like switch or whether it also involves another formation change. The Poppies have already had one in the first half, with Brett Salkin going into midfield, having originally started as one of 3 centre halves.
So Stevens has managed to clip that towards O'Connor. O'Connor on the edge of the area here, comes outside. Might try and get a shot in, does, and it comes through a melee of players, and goalkeeper Wheel goes down low and collects that and bowls the ball out. That comes off Richards, and the substitution is about to be made, and it is Brett Salkin coming off.
Brett.
Not sure if that is a tactical move or if that is just to save the legs of the old boy.
I think it's like for like, and resting Brett's legs. It's okay playing 90 minutes at centre half. It's a different job, trying to do the same.
Well, he's certainly done his bit again for the team, hasn't he? And good ball here. He's onside. No, he's not. The flag went up late, and Stevens couldn't progress any further. 2-2 here now, if you've just joined us. Sloppy goal from Kettering's Persuasion for the second one. If you're watching from Dorset, you'll be delighted with the strike, and a good goal it was too. Yeah, only the 9th goal conceded at Latimer Park, so quite a rarity for Kettering fans seeing it go into the net of Paul White. Oh, cheeky one through the legs there of Meikle, nutmegs, let's say, but he wins it back. He's got 3 round him, feeds the ball through, but it's a rather optimistic ball. It's been played back. Goalkeeper needs to be smart here. Has to do it well, which he did. That's good work from Will under pressure. You wouldn't think that Dorchester have 10 men. They're playing very well, and this is interesting. Here he's through. It's 1-on-1 with Paul White, and there it is, 3-2. Well. The 10 men have come back not only to equalise but to go ahead, and another good goal.
Well, again, that's a very good move from a Dorchester persuasion. And a very clinical finish. They've had 2 chances, but they've buried them. And Kettering have had more chances, and they haven't. And it's beginning to bite us.
Well, I mentioned that was the 9th goal. It's now the 10th goal against here at Latimer Park, and Paul White cruelly exposed. Marcus Law. And Rodriguez there. This has been announced as the goal scorer by our announcer, giving Dorchester a 3-2 lead with 10 men at the moment. And O'Connor Thomas loses this ball though, and away come Dorchester again. Very, very lively indeed. Kettering taking the foot off the pace a little bit, allowed them back into the game, and they've been punished.
Punished indeed. They haven't played well today. There's no doubt about that. And again, losing the ball too easy there. Ben Mill trying to get up to speed in the game. And that's a yellow card.
Well, that is going to be a yellow card for Mulligan. And down goes Winsper. Yellow card to Mulligan. Dorchester not going well for Kettering at the moment, is it?
No, Dorchester look the sharper side, Paul. They've got a good spirit about them. They showed that in the first half. And despite the turnaround of going 2-1 down all of a sudden at half time, the spirit hasn't gone away.
It hasn't. They look very lively on the break as they did in the first half. And you wouldn't think that there's only 10 of them on there. Certainly putting the Poppies now under pressure, and with this free kick, more work for Paul White and the managerial trio down here of Jim Freeman, Mr. Ramshaw and Marcus Law all huddled together. Can't be happy with what he's seen at the moment. Team talk obviously hasn't gone well at half time.
No, we just haven't been at the races today. I don't know why. It's the same team that started on Saturday, so it's not as though he's rested players with the weekend in mind. Far from it.
So it's Martin to take this free kick. In it comes, a ricochet, and Paul White does well to stop that going for a corner.
Well, the Poppies have to answer. They've had to answer a few questions this season, and this is a unique one, I think. To be losing to a team having been in front, and a team that's only got 10 men.
And that's a ricochet as well. That could have been dodgy there for Kettering as well. But again, as we're saying here, they've scored 7 goals against Kettering in the 2 matches so far. They're down to 10 men, and they're in 20th position in the league. So credit to them for that. But in the Kettering persuasion, need to be doing a lot better than they are doing to maintain their promotional push, trying to get the ball through to Stevens. It doesn't happen. Meikle can't control it, but it's sloppy there from Kettering, having to go right back to Penley. Penley to Thomas on the far side, under pressure. Turns well. Richards. Good ball to Toseland. Toseland rather optimistic there, rather rushed. And the slowing down will now happen. Looks like that Dorchester are about to make a substitution themselves. And also Kettering Town going to make their second substitution. Just look like Wilson Carvalho will be coming on for another appearance. Giving me a little grin there. I think it was a grin. Wheel then slips as he kicks that out. Mulligan wins the header. Mulligan beaten to it. Ball through towards O'Connor from Toseland, cut out, slice there. This might find Meikle, it doesn't. Ball played back there to Egan. Well won by Pope. Rodriguez can't get to it. Meikle can. Oh, rather fortunate there, puts the ball through. Can O'Connor get onto it? He can't. Toseland can, pumps it back in. Would have been offside had he gone near it, O'Connor, so he leaves it. The ball back with Wheel as Wilson Carvalho is down there with Marcus Law. Looks rather cold, he's in short sleeves. Most of them got some body armour on, but not Carvalho. Meikle. Richards. Milnes. Connor does well, feeds Meikle on the left hand side, just outside the penalty area, feeds it low towards Milnes, he shoots, and a brilliant save there. You can see that from the angle we're at, it's still in play. Good save from Will, and cut out and cleared by Weymouth. Very good save.
Yeah, very good shot as well from Ben. Unfortunately, Chris Will was up to that full length save.
I thought at the angle that we're at that it was going to curl into that right hand corner, but
double substitution for Kettering.
That's a surprise. Rodriguez coming off for the visitors, being told to slow down as he got nearer the bench. Not sure those 3 seconds will have done a difference. So the Poppies then using all of their substitutions now. Rennie Howe replacing Matt Stevens, who's in a bit of a crisis, is Matthew Stevens. Hasn't scored in 2 games.
Well, he's had chances tonight. Very good chance in the second half, I have to say. Normally he would have expected to have buried it, but now that's the changes for Kettering now, so we've still got time, but we need to start creating some chances again, because it's gone quiet the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Rennie Howe scored the Poppies goal at the Avenue as it's pumped in, but don't think O'Connor will get that. He doesn't. "20 minutes of this second half to go. Not what the Poppies faithful will want. And we've just heard that Weymouth won Slough 0 in the other top game. Last time we heard it was Basingstoke 1, Kings Lynn 0. And those results of no importance if Kettering don't win this one or get a point at least, as nothing will be gained from it in Kettering's charge for that promotional push.
Yeah, we've got to win this one, in my book. If we've got designs of getting, well, even second spot, games like this, we've got to be winning. And Poppies have been in form. They've been playing for some good football. Tonight, it looks like a different side.
Yep, very mixed from Kettering as the ball comes in towards Rennie Howe. Rennie Howe wins through there, and goalkeeper Will comes out low, does well. Remember, Kettering only lost once at home this season against Hereford. It was the last team to put 3 goals past Kettering here. Howe does well to find O'Connor. O'Connor slips through Carvalho for his first touch of the evening. He feeds at Thomas. Thomas puts a low drive in, sliced out rather fortuitously, but it still goes towards Carvalho. Carvalho plays into Richens. Richens in the ball there towards O'Connor. Back header. And offside given. Marcus Law not happy at all, hasn't been happy all game. Well, he was happy for about 3 minutes in the first half, whereas Kettering went 2-1 up, but
yeah, all the coaching staff are exhorting the Poppies. Effort, closing, bite. That's what we need to see again. We also need to see this free kick taken.
good header for Mulligan. Milne slips though, but it finds Howe. Howe chests it down, puts the ball through to Meikle. He can't get there. And that should be a Kettering throw-in as Substitute runs into the Kettering bench. Little flick on by Howe, who doesn't find anybody. And just hoofed out anywhere by Dorchester. Toseland. And that goes out again. Another throw-in from Toseland. Flick on by Rennie Howe, but easily dealt with by Dorchester. It finds Penley at the back, has to put a looping ball up. This could go anywhere. It's going to go nowhere for Kettering. Out comes Wheel, and an easy catch for Wheel.
Yeah, I'm afraid Orin's distribution at the back has been poor tonight. Everything he's hit has been too far down the goalkeeper's throat or going out to the dead ball line.
Well, there's a shouting match here between the two opposing officials, one of Kettering and one of who can shout the loudest.
Yeah, both sets of coaches have got reasons to shout at the moment.
I thought from a fish it's getting that sort of animated.
This would be an amazing result for Dorchester if they were to hang on to this.
Flick on here is Carvalho. Great save there from Wheel, and it was blocked. And look for all the tea in China that was going to go in, and Meikle caught late, but the referee allowing it to go on. In comes Toseland, back post, there's Rennie Howe, it could go anywhere. Howe shoots, a brilliant save, and in! It's there! 3-3, O'Connor, goals, pay the rent.
Well, the first praise has to go there to the referee because he played the clear advantage. Meikle was fouled. He played the advantage. Toseland put the cross in. Great play again by Howe. He's made a difference already with his knock-ons. And O'Connor, Johnny on the spot.
But again, the goalkeeper played exceptionally well to deny the at least 2 shots in that sequence of events, and quick thinking by O'Connor. Now Kettering need to calm down and not be in this position of being vulnerable once you've scored and give it away again, as they have done on 2 occasions.
Yeah, it's difficult to see what's going to happen again over the next 5 minutes. Which Kettering Town are we going to get?
I mean, you have to give credit to Dorchester, down to 10 men and playing like their lives depend on it. They're playing exceptionally well, and fair play to them. But Meikle, good trap, squares the ball to Richards. He finds Mills. Mills slips through O'Connor. O'Connor might have another shot here. He does, but not too strong. Looking for the first hat-trick here since David Kolodinsky scored against Royston 2014. There hasn't been one here at Latimer Park since then.
It's the kind of night where a stat like that might fall.
Let's hope it does. And in comes again. It's a bit too heavy. Goalkeeper comes out and does well, just to hit a bit too heavy there.
Well, it certainly sets us up for a grandstand finish, Paul.
It does, yeah. We're 32 minutes into this second half. But don't be fooled by Dorchester. They won't give this up, playing exceptionally well with 10 men, with Carmichael being sent off in that first half on 39 minutes. So they'll have played an entire half with 10 men. And fair play to them as O'Connor traps the ball. He's got Howe with him. There's nobody else with O'Connor on the far side. Needs some help. Feeds it back through, handball there, missed by the officials. But O'Connor gets the ball back, and it is a corner for the Poppies.
Crowd behind the goal getting involved now, trying to make as much noise as they can.
Anybody gone to bed in those houses behind the tin hat there will be woken up for sure. And if this goes in, half of Kettering will be woken up. And that's just gone over. I thought it was going to loop in, but just over there.
Yeah, I think was it Pendley? They got the header on it.
Yeah, Pendley always seems to put one in there. The referee now having a word with Wheel. Not quite sure what that's about. And Dorchester are going to make their final substitution. Ashley Pope, the scorer of the first goal, is coming off. And a rather portly number 16, Alex Staffy. Looks a robust sort of player, doesn't he? Well packed. But Wheel then with this goal kick. Well won by Toseland. Staffy almost got his first touch. Penley puts a long ball for Rennie Howe to chase. Howe doing well, turns. Long ball in, but that should be easily dealt with by Dorchester. It is cleared by the number 11, Blair. He's found Staffy. Well won there by Penley, but it goes through. And a free kick. Bit of pressure now for the Poppies to withstand. It's quite a way out, so hopefully this won't cause Paul White too many problems. But
no, last time they had a free kick over in that direction, they ended up playing it back to the goalkeeper. But I think this time they're going to. Well, they might. No, they're going to play it short again, I think. That didn't work much better.
So Milnes then picks up the pieces and sends an average white ball to the goalkeeper Wheel there. Oh, Dorchester taking their time with these plays now, as teams tend to do. But
yep, they're going to wind the clock down, there's no doubt about that.
Yep. Funny, Royston did that last Tuesday until they went behind, and then suddenly all things sped up again. And,
yeah.
They were wasting time from the second minute.
I was going to say, to be fair to Dorchester, if Kettering were in that position, they'd be doing exactly the same.
Exactly. Paul White rather scuffs that one, but it's going towards O'Connor. He's pushed in the back, and 10 minutes to go then in the second half, plus whatever the referee adds on. Another exciting game here at Latimer Park. We can't say they're dull affairs, and certainly loads of goals to see when you come down to Kettering. Rennie Howe. Blocked there, and away come Dorchester. I thought he's going to get it through, but he didn't. That was Milnes.
Should have hit it first time, I think, there, Ben Milne. He had plenty of time to.
Howe flicks on, but that's going to go nowhere. Easily cleared towards Staffy, but Thomas heads it back to Howe. Howe doesn't know where he is, and up and under. Paul White coming out, does well. There's Ben Milne, and displeasure there from the Kettering fans and bench as a foul is allegedly committed.
Didn't
and
look a lot in
down,
that one.
That move.
Didn't look a lot in that one at all. But those 50-50 decisions, and again, goalkeeper's going to take an age.
Yeah, it is frustrating to see, isn't it, this time wasting, but as you said, if it was Kettering, they'd be doing the same thing if they were behind and in with a chance of a result. But still 10 minutes or so to go. 3-3 here. Exciting game for the neutral. Frustrating one for a Poppies fan. And mixed feelings, I suppose, if you're Dorchester. Certainly they get a point. They'll feel they'll have done their job with 10 men.
Very much so. I think they would have taken a point before kick-off, to be honest. But when they got the noses in front in the second half, they might have been tempted to get the win. But still all to play for.
And another free kick, this one committed by Thomas on the far side. The cry of "get up" on my right hand side from the Kettering fans as looked like he'd been shot by a sniper from the grassy knoll over there by Morrison's. Other supermarket chains can be mentioned, of course, but it is a free kick here. Paul White, it is at near post, just come out a little bit. In it comes Paul White, Mulligan's there, heads it down and cleared by Meikle, but not cleared well enough, and it is Dorchester floating one in there, back post headed by Thomas. A bit of panic in the Kettering area as Milnes gets it towards Howe. Howe can't win there, and it's gone anywhere. Humped back into the Kettering half. Richens underneath it. Ben Milnes then. It's a searching ball, right idea, but wrong distribution. Gave Cavallo no chance at all, really.
No, it's a poor option. He was trying for the Hollywood ball there on the right-hand side. Just needed to keep the possession there, I think.
Howe. Milnes. Cavallo. And he can't beat his man, and rather easily Staffy comes away with that, but given away straight away, and another poor cross into the area really from a Kettering persuasion. It needed to be near a Kettering player and not as near to Wheel as that. Marcus Law urging the referee to look at how long the goalkeeper's taking with his distribution. And time running out here for the Poppies, just 5 minutes of the 90 to go, plus added time, of course, which would be the customary 2 or 3 minutes, I would think. But Kettering got themselves back into this.
5 subs or 6?
6. We've had 6 subs, so
that's 3 minutes then.
3 minutes. So away comes Carvalho here, got a chance in here, and it goes in! It is! It's a hat-trick! 3! He's done it! Woo! Great work from Carvalho, almost rolls it in herself, and there's your man, Aaron O'Connor, 4-3. The first hat-trick scored at Latimer Park since David Kolodinsky in 2014, as the crowd erupts behind us. There's one on the pitch, they think it's all over. It isn't yet.
Well, there you go. Hopefully a late Poppies winner, but the game's not over yet, so well done to Aaron O'Connor. Great play from Will Carvalho with the cross on the right hand side. And now, can the Poppies see out the last few minutes of the game? Certainly you can expect Dorchester to come forward now in the last few minutes. It's a substitute Ed Bastick battling forward and has won a corner. Kettering now need to defend and defend well. Substitute again, number 16, Staffy having a shot, but Kettering haven't cleared it. Back to Bastick on the right hand side. No free kick. And belatedly, the linesman signals for a free kick to Kettering. And now it will be Paul White's turn to take a little bit of time over the free kick, make sure it's lined up well. Check with the linesman exactly where he needs to take it. White clears. Good defending header from Callum Rose, but more defending to do. Long ball forward. Mulligan with the win. Milnes plays well to Richards, who then gets fouled. Aaron O'Connor named as man of the match, not surprising. As Paul said, that's the first 502 attendance, just announced as well, 502 here at Latimer Park this evening. But yeah, first Poppies hat-trick on the home turf since David Kolodinsky. So that's a few years gone by now. Toseland free kick, headed away, back in from Pendley, but foul there from Richards, and the referee plays play on. Richards forward again, but nobody that far forward. And it's Kettering who are actually going to be defending for the last few minutes, I think, of this game against the 10 men. Meikle now, though, time to break. 4 minutes of extra time to play. Carvalho trying to get goal side. And defended well. And it's a goal kick. So 4 minutes of extra time for the Poppies to see out now, to claim a rather dramatic and a very unusual 4-3 win. But we've already seen from Dorchester this evening that they've got one or two surprises. Have they got another one? Meikle intercepted, but again, poor ball straight down to Chris Wheel, who bowls it out immediately onto the left side, left back Neil Martin. Dorchester making progress still on the left hand side with Martin. Headed away temporarily, Milne. It's still good pressure from the 10 men. It's Blair on the left hand side cutting in. Some shouts for a penalty from the few Dorchester supporters, waved away by the referee. Anyhow, that nobody forward at the moment. It's good play from O'Connor to chase the ball down though, and Kettering with the throw on the far side. Latest score, we've still got Kings Lynn 2-1 up at Basingstoke, which is annoying. Weymouth 1-0 up at home to Slough. That's the two games of interest, but the real game of interest has been played in front of us this evening at Latimer Park. Kettering just trying to retain possession on the far side and doing a pretty good job of it. So Carvalho back to Connor, and that was a tip over the bar from Chris Wheel. Kettering have a corner. I don't think they're going to commit too many men forward to this though. Certainly the big men, Mulligan, Pendley, are all staying back. They might even pay Dorchester the ultimate compliment of trying to keep the ball in the corner for the next 30 seconds or so. Indeed, that's exactly what they're going to do. It's winding down the clock. Dorchester though managed to eke the ball away. Meikle with the header back in, and they're breaking again. It's Staffy, and that looks as though it might be a corner. It is a corner. So we're entering the last minute of stoppage time, and Dorchester looks as though they have one last chance to get on level terms. Cross comes in, good header away, and that will do. Callan Thomas with the clearing header from the corner. And what a dramatic game of football we've seen this evening. Final score, Kettering 4, Dorchester 3. But that doesn't tell half the story. Dorchester taking the lead. But Kettering coming back well to take the lead at half-time. The 10 men of Dorchester going in front, but pegged back, and then Aaron O'Connor with his hat-trick goal getting the winner for Kettering. 502 Latimer Park, and a hard-earned win for the Poppies.
Well, there we are then. I really don't know what to say after that. Absolutely incredible. 4-3, who'd have thought that at half-time? And lost for words, absolutely lost for words there at Kettering's performance. game, and a hat-trick for Aaron O'Connor, the first hat-trick scored by a Kettering player at Latimer Park since David Kolodinsky against Royston in 2014, and what a valuable hat-trick that is. That's 25 league goals for Azza and 32 in all competitions. Absolutely outstanding. But you've got to hold your hands up and you've got to say well done to Dorchester. What a fantastic team they are. They played exceptionally well, and I'm sure with a full 11 players on there, it may have been a different story. Fair play to them, fair credit to them, but overall Kettering Town finished the stronger, got the decisive goal, and what a game of football that was. With me coming in now is out from the freezing cold, it's Peter Short. Peter, like me, I bet you're exhausted watching that.
Great fun. Oh my word. Gary Graves has used the term there, robbery, smash and grab, wasn't it? The photography I've got was the photo you'll see shortly, guys, on Twitter. Absolute scenes, bedlam, but no, I then run over to the management team to maybe think there'd be like a huge elation with the win at final whistle. No, there was just absolute relief and realisation they've got away with murder today of Kettering. They really have. Dorchester do not deserve what's happened to them today.
I do hope that we get one of the managerial team over here for a chat about the performance. It was the win that counts, and in a few weeks' time, a 4-3 win statistically will look okay, isn't it? But that wasn't how it was, and as you say, and I said earlier, Dorchester deserve a lot of credit for a very, very spirited game indeed.
Yeah, they do indeed. Even when it was at the 3-3, they were still rolling the ball out. You know, a number of times we came back, they'd have thought, okay, consolidate that point, and still the keeper was rolling the ball out to the wing again, and it nearly happened again for us. I think Pendley again as late as the 85th minute for the goal. It just wasn't going right for Kettering at the back there, and say it's just unfortunate on Dorchester, but the bias towards Kettering obviously. That 3 points will be vital, especially the results right in front of us now coming up.
Yeah, we see that Kings Lynn snatched 2 late goals, and we think to win that game 2-1. Weymouth 1, Slough Town 0, Tiverton 2, Frome 2, St Ives 1, Royston Town 3. The Kings Lynn, I've just been told, is the latest score. And Stratford Town 1, Hitchin Town 2, almost irrelevant really, but we've got a lot of highlights to look at here, a lot of goals. It's never dull at Latimer Park, is it?
No, never dull. Just quickly on that before we bring up the highlights, it just shows you at half time it looked like Kettering jumping up to third and closing in on Kings Lynn, and now everyone, like on Saturday, everyone's won again that is above us. And
it's going to make Saturday's game against Weymouth an absolute cracker, and if you can get down here to Latimer Park to be part of the excitement, please come down. We will value your supporters. You're going to witness hopefully a cracking game of football.
No, just a 1-0 off someone's backside after 88 minutes is all I'm after, basically. Please,
I'll settle for that. We need you all down here. Well, it was a goal down in 3 minutes. We can't bring you that goal through to technical problems, i.e. the producer was asleep, but so we can bring you the rest, and it really all started from a red card, and the red card really was I won't say the turning point, but Kettering a goal down.
Well, as has been proven, Dorchester played almost better with the 10 men, didn't they? But no, as you say, it was an obvious yellow card, and accumulated one previously for the scuffle through Matthew Stevens. So no decision really for the obvious thing to do. And as I said, the number 5 got straight back up and wandered off.
And then Brett Solkin got his tag, the Kettering Angel by Marcus Lawrie, scoring it from all areas now, isn't he?
He isn't, and this is just a lovely strike here. It's felt nicely for him through a sea of bodies. You made the point at half time, Aaron Cotter almost getting in the way there, but Solkin, he's man enough to get everyone out of the way, and he's finished that with a plum there, hasn't he? And I see the net wrestle.
Yeah, then we had Aaron O'Connor's first, another cracking goal from Aaron O'Connor.
Indeed, I agreed at half time with our producer that the keeper probably could have done slightly better there, but let's not take away from the finish there. And not bad camera work there either, I might add up, but never mind.
Who that was?
No idea who that was. But no, wonderful strike there, and Dorchester were just breaking themselves, so again, Kettering had the man advantage at the time, and Dorchester getting caught short there.
Then was the goal line clearance, which we saw in the first half, the melee that...
Yeah, it's just... look at this. Set this in the second half.
Second off the line, and that I thought was in. But fantastic clearance on the line, wasn't it? Look at that! Wow,
fantastic, isn't it? There, and O'Connor was there again. You know, he was there, ready to poach for it, and no, that was.
And then we had Stevens a chance again to put Kettering further ahead, but not to be.
No, unlucky today, Stevens, wasn't he? I mean, the Alpha. I've got again a fantastic photo of that. I'm sure he'll no doubt be tweeting that very soon. But again, just wasn't quite good for him today, was it? So, and probably the right substitution at that point for Rennie Howe to come on, actually.
And then horror upon horrors for Kettering fans. It was Dorchester's equaliser.
Yes, I was at the other end here, so let's just see how this one's. Well, oh my word! I mean, again, unsighted there, Paul White, but it's beating him on his near side, isn't it?
There's a case there.
No foot going in there at all, is there?
No, but I think the shout from the line was be careful the penalty, because any touch on him and he's down. But they got
someone has
to make
yes.
I
understand Reece Honus, but at least Mulligan needs to step, maybe make a step to look like he's going to put the foot in. But
and then it got worse for Kettering fans. As Dorchester went to 3-2 ahead, Paul White left exposed, and those visiting fans there's about 20 of them were thinking, let's go down to the beach. There's a long way to go, but it was a good move and well taken, wasn't it?
And again, this is what I was trying to say. The man advantage played against Kettering today, didn't it? Dorchester didn't change their plan, and I'm not quite sure. Again, just to say, but great to hear what the manager had to say. Want to know what was said at half time, because it still needed change in the Kettering system, and obviously it wasn't. So
then we had the Will save, another great save from the goalkeeper, who kept Dorchester in it quite a few times. There's a good save, there's a Hollywood save, but still had to be done from our angle. It's a beautiful angle, isn't it?
Yes, it is. No, very nice.
Almost like his free kick he scored against Banbury, isn't it?
Very similar indeed. Yeah, a bit too much pitch in the shot there, but we won't split hairs. But no, again, very good save there, wasn't it? And he pulls off another cracking save as well.
This is from Cavallo, Wilson Cavallo, and I thought this one was in again, but great save.
We all did. Yes, we all thought that, certainly. And but again, Dorchester still at this point, it wasn't hanging on at that point, were they? Because you just felt every time they could go at the other end and score. So there were 15 minutes to go. Kettering knocking on the door. It just didn't look like it was going to fall for them today, but here we go.
And then it came, didn't it? The second goal.
Rennie Howe does all the work there.
Great save again.
It is. That's my point. It was a great save at that point, and but O'Connor there just doing the business there. But Rennie Howe, all the hard work there, really, and excellent. I thought he was excellent for the 20 or so he came on for, and well done O'Connor. I could have got that trick maybe. Full
time has just come through. It did run out Basingstoke 1, Kings Lynn 2. So no Joy there, but Joy a little later. But we had Pendley first of all. Orin Pendley, he had his shot over the wall. Was it a header? I'm not quite sure. I can't remember this one. It was a header.
Oh, yeah. No, you were begging for that to go again so soon after the goal as well.
Of course, he scored quite a few in that goal. A couple of goals in there, and then eventually we got the O'Connor goal. And Kettering's the winner, as it turned out, and the relief that went around Latimer Park.
Relief goes around in the celebrations there, but well done to Kettering there for going on it. And actually, it was Ben Mills there, and Ben Mills again making such a difference those last 20 minutes. On looping balls, he just the second ball was played a bit short, and that created the space. That was the first time Kettering really had a chance of running at the Dorchester defence in the second half, and well, came with a goal.
It came as a goal, and it was 4-3. You couldn't keep your eyes off this one, and it certainly had it all, didn't it, really? And we have one of the first people to come in and have a chat about the game. It's Ben Mills, and we've just seen his shot that whistled over. It was a good save, actually, wasn't it?
It was indeed, yeah.
Goalkeeper, but Ben Mills comes in. Let's see what Ben has to say when if he can open the door.
I hope so.
And we've got Craig as well. Let's get to Craig. Who's going to come first? There's a whole grasp of people coming in.
Was we not invited? Or we just got to come over?
It's hello Ben.
Very right.
Not bad. Craig.
Well done.
Well done. And in the back there, cheering up for the back, we've got Mitch, who was very vocal in that game, as we all were. What a game of football that was for the neutral.
Game of 2 hours, wasn't it?
game of three halves, if there's such a thing, but an incredible result in the end. We've just watched all the goals and some of the action. We've seen your shots that was brilliantly saved by Will. It was rather like your free kick against Banbury. But it was an excellent shot. But well, talk us through it.
Where do you start with a result like that? I mean, obviously the
a goal down, virtually like
obviously
against
the 3
Royston.
points is the most important. Looking at it, we've won the game, and obviously it's important to win games. But it wasn't the best performance by any stretch. We started slowly. We were a bit off the pace, and we kind of had to grow into the game, which was never ideal. Giving a goal away early again was. We were back against the wall.
Deja vu, wasn't it, really, from
Royston all over again,
yeah. Well, we haven't got their goal, luckily, the first one, but we have got the red card. Let's see, this we think may have changed the course of the first half.
I mean, he's gone down like he's in Barcelona now, hasn't he?
He's
just caught his back leg, and then it's got in front of him, to be fair. And the rest got no choice, is it?
Mo Salah sort of dribbling through the defence.
And we had Brett's goal.
He just draws the fouls all the time, doesn't he? I mean, it's good to watch, but obviously you don't want lads getting sent off necessarily. But when they go down to 10 men, it's a different game, isn't it?
Game changer.
Well, Brett came on 3 minutes later, and this is what he did.
We ain't heard about it, to be fair. Have you? I don't think he's told us, has he?
It's not like Brett to come up with a goal, is it? To be fair, in important times in the
He
game.
loves that top corner, doesn't he? All the penalties go there.
That's good, to be fair. Obviously, it's crowd to put it down and find the top corner.
Penalties, headers, shots, they're all raining in, aren't they? And,
goals win games, don't they?
Goals win games. And then a few moments later, just before half time, we missed this one. I missed this one. It was Aaron's shot.
It's funny, I actually said on the bench, and a couple of lads will back me up on this, I'm not making this up just to claim it, but I said the way we started, I said it wouldn't be a surprise to see us score a hat-trick, and obviously he's gone on and done it. That's a great goal, he's made the keeper work. Found the far corner.
At half time, 2-1, what was the team talk?
I mean, you don't want to be too negative at half time, but there was words needed again, much like Saturday, and you kind of get in half time and try and fix anything that might have gone wrong, but it was more about our effort and our awareness and being first to the ball and things like that was off. It was just off the pace. It was a scrappy first half from us.
It couldn't have been much worse in the start of the second half, really, but it started off unlucky for Kettering with a goal line clearance. Fine.
Yeah, we created several really good chances tonight as well, and I don't know how they saved a couple of goal line clearances and things. But
the keeper's class, isn't he?
Yeah, he's played at high level.
Yeah, decent. Very good.
And then we had the Stevens shot that just went over the bar. It's an overhead kick.
Yeah, we spoke to Steve just as he come off, and he said, "Did I have more time? Could I have brought that down?" I mean, he obviously he's gone with what he thought he can do at the time, and you can't criticise. In the heat of the moment, he's just something on it. It's a good connection. But you would like in those stages of the games, you'd like those to go in the back of the net, wouldn't you?
And then just what we didn't want to see, we saw the Dorchester equaliser.
Yeah, it's almost like we were waiting at a Pelican crossing there, waiting for something to happen. It's just it's just switched off from the throw-in.
I gotta give him that. That was beautiful. Well done.
But it's gone through his legs. Why you can't see that? It's one of those. But
should have been a tackle made.
We're just waiting for something to happen.
And then it got worse with the next one.
Yeah, he's clean through there, isn't there? There's nothing we can do there. I mean, I think it was flicked on just before that. I think they helped it on round the corner, and he's clean through 1-on-1. Nothing.
Well, I don't know who stepped up there, and the liner said the fullback, and said it looks like Muller's stepped up.
And Aaron, they've both played
gone with him.
Yeah.
It's
poor, to be fair.
And this man made this save from you.
Well, that was quite a frustrating phase of the game just there, but obviously Millsy's come on and changed the game again, which is great, and we've kind of clawed another one out. In the face of death, we've come out of it with we found a winner after that.
To be fair, Ben
saved, to be fair, wasn't it?
Ben should do better.
Think it was in?
I thought it was in at the time, but looking at that, it's like he saves it pretty easy.
He keep the season quite late, but seeing it back, he's had a good sight of that. It's a good save.
And then Wilson has his shot blocked again, another good save for the keeper.
Oh yeah, I thought that was in.
It's a good bit of pressure.
But it's good.
Good
Good
keeping.
keeping.
We're losing here. We've built quite a bit of pressure here, and you know, the pace of the game's picked up with the substitutions. You know, I thought they added really nicely today and added vital change of gear that we didn't have before. So, you know, fair
And we
play
had
to
Wilson's
to that.
shot, although I think it is, yeah. Wilson's shot, Cavallio's shot. Come on, Ed. Okay, we'll have O'Connor's goal then. This was the.
We'd like to see it again, Ed.
It's another good save. It's another great save.
I don't know. Easy, Ed.
Being in the right place at the right time.
I think Rene done well when he come on, didn't he?
He did,
It was that bit that we needed, that bit of aggression.
We just felt we didn't really hold the ball up as well as we'd like. Balls were coming back at us a little bit, but it changed. You know,
Did at any time in that,
changed today.
I know when we was behind, did you think that we was not going to win that game?
Well, it's a difficult one because, it wasn't as we weren't as fluid as we were on Saturday.
No.
Dorchester with the 10 men, you wouldn't know they had 10 men.
No.
They, fair play to them. They played well, and they caused us all sorts of problems. But one thing we know about Kettering Town is that they never give up.
No.
And when Aaron got the equaliser, then it was just a matter of time, in our opinion, that they would get the winner. And
There was
win
definitely
it.
a shift in
There was a difference in pace, wasn't there? Yeah. I mean, the noise that's being created out there by the fans, is incredible. It worked Bert and Latimer up, I'd have thought, when the winner went in. But this one from Aaron was his second, of course. This is the winner, is it? This is the winner going in.
Yeah, it's another good goal, isn't it? It's a striker's
It
goal,
was
isn't it? It's
always
obviously
coming. As soon as we settled down, you could see. I think there was 10 minutes left. I felt comfortable that we was going to win the game. It weren't our best performance by a long shot, but it was almost it was a case of we was trying too hard, and we was having not enough touches on the ball, too many touches when we weren't playing our natural football.
No, we didn't really keep hold of the ball very well at all today.
No.
Our ball retention
Marcus
was-
seemed very, very animated down there today. I've not seen him as animated like
Rightfully
that.
so as well. I think
quite
it
a while.
needed.
He's
it needed
passionate about it.
something.
He's not going to just let us not perform and not get 3 points. He demands more than anybody, more than John, more than me, more than Craig, all the lads. Gaffer's in there shouting on him because he's passionate.
Yeah.
He ain't going to let the boys get off easy, believe me.
I think that's also because we've set ourselves some standards, and when we hit the standards, we can all say, yeah, well done. But when we don't hit those standards and we're off the pace like we are today, he's going to step in and make sure things are right. Normally we can, as a team, we can back him with that, and today he was spot on, and rightfully so. And I think he got the reaction, and I think credit to the players for digging themselves out twice.
A
Today.
couple of teapots went flying. Someone got hit with a boot. I think it was Solken. But he's
He missed
alright.
that, did he?
Yeah, he tried clearing it.
He chested it down and volleyed it.
Volleyed it into the
No,
thing.
but we're coming up to a big weekend.
Yeah, I said to Marcus last Tuesday, 4 home games, 4 wins, no pressure. We've got 3. We've got the big game now against Weymouth on Saturday. They won tonight 1-0.
Two huge games, really.
So then we got Kings Lynn. Feeling in the camp?
Confident. Look at us. We as confident as they will be. It'll be a test of 2 form teams. On Saturday.
I have to say, Weymouth were probably one of the better teams we've played this season. So we want to go and put that result right from the away performance there. So we want to come here Saturday and put that right. And then Kings Lynn, it's a vital game, isn't it? They're both must-win games. Anything can happen, but
Record at Kings Lynn's very good, so no fears going to the walks.
We fear nobody, and we say that all the time. I say that when we come on here, but we fear nobody, especially when we've come off 4 on the bounce. Them lads are. I know tonight's performance weren't outstanding, but them lads are they fancy themselves for Saturday.
Yeah, I will be disappointed.
97 goals as well, still.
To be conceded 3 at home as well, that would be disappointing for us. So we'll need to look at certain things there, but to concede 3 at home is disappointing.
Yeah, that is 10 goals now. I think it is at home.
I think that's 15 goals in the last 3 games we scored. So it's not a bad stat. We want to obviously keep the clean sheets and use that as a basis.
Well, before you all pop off for a well-deserved break, let's just see the winning goal one more time so we can leave here nice and happy.
It just.
Wilst as well there, to be fair, didn't he? To pick out
Yeah, I think the ball down the side was.
We had another camera. We could actually look at you guys on the bench because the explosion of when we score goals is well worth seeing as well.
We
As you say, the passion and the.
Let's have a look at it.
We said about the impact that Rene makes, and there that's a vital one. He's helped that on. We've got him behind, and we've got the the winner. I think that's what he's brought to the game in the second half when he's come on, and credit to him for that.
There you are, thank you lads, well done, a great game of football, and we go again on Saturday.
So we're not seeing it then?
Pardon?
So we're not seeing the bench then?
Not seeing the bench, we've only got one camera.
We haven't got that camera,
We
mate.
haven't got the camera yet. If you,
If
you can bring the camera back, then we can do it, but it is in there because Ryan's not here, but there we go. Well done anyway, that's a great performance, go and enjoy yourselves, we'll see you on Saturday. Well done Ben, well done. Great, we'll see you tomorrow maybe.
Next time we'll just let Craig come.
There we go. There goes the victorious Kettering Town
I'll be
team
here all
there.
that Saturday.
Yeah, I'm tired. I've been working
It's my birthday on
It's
Thursday.
your birthday on Thursday, is it? Right, you
Good
go.
luck,
See you later. So there we go then. That is some of the backroom staff and Ben Mills, who was quite quiet there, but what a fantastic result in a fantastic game of football. 97 goals, Matt. And I think that puts us well above from Hereford now on the goal scoring front.
Yeah, not too bad with them goals at all. And I just saying out there, it's one of them games where you sort of lost the scoreline, what was going on, and showed a lot of character from the team, didn't it, to battle back even when they went down twice, to fight back. But they just never got in that position in the first place. There's a lot to work on Saturday. If Kettering play like that against Weymouth, then we'd be probably looking at our second home loss of the season. But there's time to fix that and get that sorted out.
There is time, and I'm sure that Kettering will up their performance for that game, but we end here on a victorious 4-3 victory at 3 wins out of 3. We're leaping up the table. No, we're not. We're still in the same place.
We're still stuck in the same
stuck
place,
in
but
fourth place, but
we're gaining points.
We're gaining points. It was a great game of football. 502 here. Man of the match was Aaron O'Connor. It was a hat-trick for that man. That's the first hat-trick, as I said before, since Kolodinsky in 2014. 30 goals in all competitions for Aaron O'Connor, which is remarkable. There's still 8 games to go, and who knows how many he might pot in there before then. But from Matt and myself and the Poppies TV crew of Ed Palmer producing today, and Peter Short, and thank you to Gary Foreman also for his contribution. It's a good night.
Good night.